Your turn, cat got your time. For and bar, it's a very counter. Your regret that no one knows. Bark and bark, keep going, that's the last time you ever hear. The kiss of death. Sorry about that. You thought this through. I don't have to think about it. How dare those who believe? What about you? When I'm older, do I do anything? I want to keep it that way. Now it's your turn. Could got your time for and bar is the way counters. Your regret that no one knows. Bark and bark, keep going, that's the last time you ever hear. The kiss of death.
Is coincidence.
Hello, there isn't no such thing as coincidence. Now here we are, ready to do funny little fucking voiceover work for you.
The fact that you're watching
Are we
this
live?
means,
We are live.
it means you're energetically in line with me and this
We
message.
are alive
You know,
right now.
AC, I'm kind of disappointed in the eating cement gift. I thought he was eating liquid cement.
Date, I
I
have to
thought
sync
so
with that.
too.
Alright.
I find that more horrifying.
That fucking
Hey,
yell in that
everybody, go
video
check out
sounds
the
like a
new
Simpsons
anime.
yell.
It's called Odd Taxi. You're gonna fucking love it.
Watch Baki. Baki's great.
Time for ads.
I run Zaz's femdom.
Okay, can I post a sticker request real quick?
Sure. We're running out of space for those stickers, though.
Oh yeah, we should probably save them for other stuff.
Yeah, we're just saying for like.
There's one very important
the
thing we're
second
saving.
copy
Is
of
stickers,
Craig.
thank you.
Oh. No, AC.
I'm literally. What is this?
Don't worry about it. It's don't worry about it.
No, I want to know. Tell me.
It's fate. It's a fate thing.
Is he literally drowning in pussy?
Yeah, actually, you're actually right.
God, yeah.
He could be drowning in cats.
In a sea of lust, actually, is what he described it as.
Well, actually,
Damn.
See a pleasure.
which would be better or which would be worse? Drowning in a sea of ass or drowning in a sea of...
Wait, why'd I put that here? No, wait, delete it.
Oh.
Probably puss. I mean, ass. Probably ass would be worse.
Joshi.
I fucking hate this goddamn. I hate this goddamn program. It just does not want to register the fact that I'm playing Umineko right now. Like, it doesn't want to cut the game capture, so I guess we have to do fucking display capture again.
Oh,
Damn.
man. At least it's not... At least it hopefully won't do that thing that it happened yesterday with the Great Eighth Attorney.
I don't think it'll do that.
What happened during that? I was not there.
His computer kept crashing.
In other words, it didn't happen.
Well, no, my computer didn't crash. The game kept crashing, and that kept crashing Streamlabs, because I guess Streamlabs just fucking hates it. It hates it!
Huh? I wasn't there.
He's sinking.
Thanks, Dad!
Is it
He's sinking in that ocean of lust.
You have to sync with him, Date.
I'm literally, he's literally drowning in the sea.
Is this a Spike Chunsoft reference?
I'm literally drowning.
No, it's a Fate reference.
I'm literally
Damn.
drowning.
Hey, by the way, why have you guys been posting those Fate-Stained Night Carnival Phantasm Cat Girl chibis everywhere?
That's
That's
You mean
Strongest.
Scrimblow?
it's Tsukihime.
Mecha Arc. It's Melty Blood. Excuse me.
Echo Arc is funny.
It's just a weird little mascot character.
What's the matter with Scrimblow? Scrimblow, Blimblow, Blimblam. Oh god, you're gonna fucking. Why is it like? Okay.
Seriously, why have you guys been posting that?
Because I
Because
think it's
Because
funny.
it's funny.
It's funny. The new
Right.
I told you,
Scrimblow.
we think it's funny.
Poggers.
And it's funny to say Scrimblow.
I...
It's a fun word to say. I'm not really sure, but it's funny. It's a bit of a funny word.
Scrimblow.
I like
Blimblow.
Melty Blood.
Yeah, but that one gif where it looks like it's claymation just rubs me the wrong way, man.
Oh, what gif? Oh, can somebody post that
Really?
gif? I'm
It's the
curious.
one
You
of
mean
her
the gif
doing
of the-
fucking Fortnite dance. No, it's you were doing Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
It's the
Gundam style.
It's the Gundam style.
Damn.
Oh, okay, that. Yeah, I like
Stop
that.
posting about Gundam
That was my
style.
favorite,
okay?
actually.
Stop
What?
posting about Gangnam Style.
It looks like it's claymation.
It's not claymation. It's CG.
Yeah, it's like
I know,
Blender
it
or
looks
something.
Like it to me. 1 second, I'm trying to readjust my pop filter and it's not.
I mean, one could say that it's digital clay.
Well, while you're adjusting your
It is a
filter,
movie.
I have some Battler to be.
Oh, I found a gift for Joshi.
Jessica's death, it became certain that the culprit was hiding somewhere nearby, and they come us for.
Orange, you should probably get the stream up in the Discord.
Yeah, I guess I should.
You should.
You didn't mess with audio at all, did you?
No.
Alright, just making sure that we're
I
not
made the
gonna
audio
deal
just
with
a
audio.
smidge louder, but that's about it. Why did you post? Oh. Jessica's death, it became certain that the culprit was hiding somewhere nearby. They'd come for our lives if they had a chance.
There we go now.
Going to Genji-san, when tomorrow morning comes, the boat should arrive. The boat had a radio. Be probably able to contact the police directly with that. All those gathered in the parlor and decided to wait quietly until tomorrow. I proposed that we should search through the mansion for clues about the culprit. But Aunt Rosa rejected that, saying that if we managed to corner the culprit, or maybe provoke them, it might lead to a third murder. This is probably the right thing to do. A bunch of amateurs like us investigated, there's no way we'd find anything. It would be wisest to focus on protecting ourselves without doing anything unnecessary, and leave it to the police starting tomorrow. We've been tense at the beginning. Other than Aunt Rosa, most of us had spent all morning watching TV and getting bored. The sense of danger had faded considerably. We thought about it. Yes. 6 adults certainly had been killed together in the first murder. That made it seem like some backhanded method like poison had been used. And for the second murder, we figured that those two became sacrifices because they'd been unfortunately isolated from the rest of us.
Looks like her eye's been gouged out in that photo.
From this, it was possible to imagine the culprit wasn't a large number of adults, and they wouldn't be capable of killing the large group gathered in the parlor all at once. Right now, in this parlor, there's George Anaki and me, Maria, Aunt Rosa, Genji-san, Goda-san, Shannon-san, Kumasawa-san, and then Dr. Nanjo for a total of 9 people. Furthermore, Aunt Rosa was even armed with a gun. Surely with this many people staying in this room, they wouldn't be able to touch us easily. The feeling of security, along with the passage of time, allows us to recover from the shock of that morning bit by bit. By the way, lunchtime had just ended it for us. However, it had been a canned food lunch, a far cry from the dinner last night that Goda-san had skillfully made for us. Aunt Rosa suspected that the poison may have been used in the first murder. So she probably couldn't deny the possibility that the culprit had been snuck into the kitchen during all the confusion in the morning, and mixed poison with the ingredients there. Aunt Rosa gave orders to all of us, saying that until the police came, we mustn't put anything into our mouths except safe things like canned food. As a cook, Goda-san must have felt very let down. Apparently eager to display his skill anyway, he said he at least wanted to grab some plates and arrange the canned food on them. At first, Aunt Rosa had been reluctant, examining each one of the plates that were brought, but she hadn't been able to find anything to complain about. And Goda's chef's pick canned food lunch combo was born. Goda-san said something about taste being savored, not just with the tongue, but with the eyes as well. I see. So, it's the same canned food we ate for breakfast. So it feels like something completely different. Gone.
Yeah. Sorry. Already taking notes.
Just talking about canned food.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Remus! No! Hey! No.
Doggy want attention.
What's the dog doing?
What's the dog doing?
Come here, you stinker.
Mattler, look! This is the wolves and sheep puzzle.
As I was sitting lazily on the sofa with no desire to watch TV, Maria came over, pulled a picture book out of her handbag, and held it out to me. Oh, what's this book? Wolves and sheep puzzle? Let's see. Wolves and sheep puzzle. It was a phrase that Aunt Rosa had said this morning when we gone to call on Jessica. At the time I had known what it meant, and right after that was that uproar where Jessica's corpse was found. So I'd forgotten about it completely. The book that Maria held out to me looked like a foreign picture book, or something that had been translated. When I opened it, I realized that this book stuffed with riddles.
So you have a few wolves and a few sheep, okay? The puzzle is how you take them to the other side using one boat.
I've heard of games with rules like that. This is the version with wolves and sheep? It was a very simple puzzle, passed on from long ago. Let's try posing a question. On the right bank there are 2 wolves and 2 sheep. There's a boat that as many as 2 animals can ride on, and using it, you have to move all 4 of them to the opposite left bank. That's the puzzle. There are 2 rules. First is regarding the boat. Even a single wolf or a single sheep can paddle it, but it can only hold 2 animals. Second rule is regarding the wolves. When they are greater in number than the sheep in any location, attack the sheep and it's game over. For example, at the start of the game, say the 2 sheep get on the boat and then go to the other side. Then one sheep gets off and the other goes back to the first bank. It does, there are 2 wolves on the first bank, and a single sheep returns there. When that happens, the number of wolves is greater, so the sheep is attacked and it's game over. Other bank, or even the boat, there must never be more wolves than sheep. You've got to shuttle them all across under those conditions. By the way, the right answer is to move both wolves to the opposite bank in the first turn. And one wolf comes back. The second turn, you move 2 sheep to the opposite bank, and 1 wolf comes back. And the third team put the last wolf that was on the right bank on the boat and crossed the opposite bank. And congratulations, transport successful. Far away, there may be the same number of wolves and sheep in the boat or on either side, but that isn't a problem. The only losing the number of wolves is greater. The book uses wolves and sheep as an example, but lots of people probably know this game using different characters. Maria wanted to test whether I too could solve the puzzle she knew how to solve. She kept showing me different pages, saying, "Solve this one, and this one's hard." This was what was happening when Aunt Rosa first mentioned this puzzle. That's right. We decided to go off to get Jessica. Talked about how many men should go. And Aunt Rosa mentioned the wolves and sheep puzzle, saying that we should all go together. Wait a sec. It could only mean one thing. Aunt Rosa was saying that there was a wolf among us. So, what she is thinking, that we'd be safe in the number of wolves and sheep was in balance, but that the wolves would bear their fangs when the situation changed. The time we found our parents' corpses, Aunt Rose already suspected that the servants might be wolves. She had the possibility of that, while she didn't know whether it was all of them or some of them. There were wolves hidden among them. That's no surprise. The murder scene was very elaborate. It was easy to imagine that there were multiple culprits. Because she reached the conclusion when we went to Jessica's room, that Jessica had been killed after being alone with a servant, Cannon. I don't know to imagine why Aunt Rosa suspected the servant so persistently.
You servants. Goda-san is going to the kitchen to clean the dishes.
I'll have to make you louder.
Sorry, am I louder now?
No, yeah, like I had to I physically made you louder in Discord. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
You servants. Goda-san is going to the kitchen to clean the dishes. Just in case, would you please all go with him?
My apologies, everyone. Let us go as a group.
Shannon, Kumasawa. We are going.
First come, first serve. Shelly's not here. Someone's gotta do it.
Yes.
Or what did it first, so you're good.
Oh.
Well then, George-san, excuse me for now.
Yes. Take care. Aunt Rosa, could I go as well?
I'm sorry, but would you remain here, George-kun? There's something I want to talk to you about.
Is that so? Sorry, Shannon. Anyway, take care. Don't be alone.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Nanjo. I wanted to consult you about something.
Yes, what could it be? Ellipses.
Everyone put the dishes and empty cans on the servant car and started to head out into the corridor. Behind them, Aunt Rosa was talking to Dr. Nanjo about something in a small voice.
Understood. I will go now.
Yes, I'm counting on you.
Dr. Nanjo closed the book he had been reading, rose from the sofa, and followed after the servants. Aunt Rosa stuck her head out into the hallway, and after seeing that they were completely out of sight, she closed the door and spoke.
Listen up, everyone. With that, everyone here is in Ushiromiya.
Yes, that's true.
They made you chase out all the wolves. Aunt Rosa? With that one sentence, Aunt Rosa's gaze grew sharp. Apparently she hadn't picked up on the sarcasm. She laughed lightly.
Your mind sure works fast, Battler-kun. I like clever kids. It means there's less to explain.
Oh! Battler's smart?
Damn.
Damn.
Calling him out.
I'm sorry, that was just too cute and funny.
Can you solve this? Page 64 is hard.
Maria, go watch TV for a bit. Mama wants to talk with Battler-kun and George-kun.
Aunt Rosa. I heard about the puzzle from Battlergun. I don't think it's wrong to be on our guards, but I also think there's such a thing as being too suspicious.
Whether the culprit is Beatrice or not, there is a reason for us to suspect that servants are in on it. In the first murder where Nissan and the others were killed, they were treated very brutally, right? Did that look like something that could have been done alone?
Maybe the mystery guest. Beatrice-sama worked all night and did it all.
And what about the master key and the door to Jessica's room? Isn't that proof that one of the servants was involved?
Well, the master key could have locked the door to Jessica's room. So we can only suppose that one of the servants did. No. Wait. Spin the chessboard around. That's strange, Aunt Rosa. After killing Jessica, why would the culprit go to all the trouble of locking the door? The fact that it was locked made it inevitable the owner of the master keys would get suspected. Hold on just a moment.
Do the do. Mountain Dew. That was water I drank. I didn't drink Mountain Dew.
I've got
Why
Dr. Pepper's
even?
Zero Sugar over to my left.
And
But
I
it's
wish,
not Mountain Dew, I drink.
and I wish I had some fizzy water right now, like flavored fizzy water. Those are always good. Sucks that they don't come in like soda can size cardboards. Like they're always on like the
There's always
half.
a day where I remember the Mountain Dew. Well, sorry, Bone, but like quickly before we get back, I always remember the Mountain Dew commercial where the dude takes a sip of Mountain Dew. I don't think it's a commercial. I think it's a meme. But the dude takes a sip out of Mountain Dew. He goes, and he just looks at the camera very sensually and goes, "Do the Dew," winks, Mountain Dew.
Imagine Kenzo or the other guy would do that commercial.
Kenzo wouldn't do that. He'd be too. He'd be too.
Green liquid.
He'd be very very unfiltered, and they would have to.
Mountain Dew is not the same
I
thing
just
as
watered down my
absinthe.
absinthe with Mountain
Maybe
Dew.
he was drinking a
Alternate.
variant of that.
Have I told you my thoughts on the feet? No, we have to cut the
Oh
feet now.
God, I forgot about the Drake Sprite commercial.
Hideyoshi would do commercials, I imagine.
Why the fuck are you guys talking about soda commercials? I leaned for like
Hey,
1
you
second.
left us alone in the silence, and all I did was just go, Mountain Dew.
A Mountain Dew your
Jesus
mom.
Christ. Okay.
Sprite is better.
No, Mountain Dew is better.
Don't drink soda; it's bad for you.
Drink
Yeah,
diet
that's
soda.
Aqua.
Drink.
That is possibly bad for you. It seems
you
like
smoking
the
yet?
it seems the jury's still out on aspartame.
After killing Jessica, why would the culprit go to all the trouble of locking the door? The fact that it was locked made it inevitable of the owners of the master keys to be suspected. There's no reason for them to go all the trouble of locking the door.
That's right. It's just as Battlecon says. There was no need for them to go to all the trouble of making themselves look suspicious.
I am turning my TV down in the background because Jesus Christ. Okay, that's...
Yes. That's an interesting thought. Of course, I also thought that. If that's the case, then the person who locked it wanted to cast suspicion on the servants and locked it without a master key. But that's impossible. Right?
That's right. If there existed some kind of trick that could lock this door without a master key, I think it's a great disguise for casting doubt on the servants. The culprit's goal was for us to isolate ourselves from the group so they could attack us one by one. The trick would also be effective at giving rise to paranoia. There's no way to lock the door without using a master key.
How can you be so sure there's no way to lock that door without a master key? Isn't that a devil's proof, like Rudolf Nissan was talking about earlier? Maybe it was locked by some method we can't think of. Even if we can't think of a way, we can't deny the possibility of some unknown trick being used.
Yeah, that's true too, I guess. So is that it? No smoke without fire again?
I don't know the practical details of the trick, but I have a general idea. My apologies, but if we make the assumption that Kanon-kun was the culprit, it can be explained extremely easily. Even as to why there was no corpse.
Huh? But Kanon-kun didn't have a master key, right? Putting aside other servants, at least Kanon-kun shouldn't be able to lock the door.
I see. That's why he tells us to search in the closet and everywhere else right after we enter Jessica's room. Rosa. Your mind works faster than I would have guessed from how you normally act.
The brain speed of a little sister is always the big sister's -1. Right now, there's no one I need to worry about offending, which is certainly a relief. That means I can officially say this. Ava was a bitch.
George Anarchy realized she was referring to Aunt Ava. Seemed a little uncertain about how he should take that sarcasm.
Man, right in front of the boy, huh?
I'm sorry. Could you explain it so even I could understand it?
I just now realized what I said. Fuck, I'm sorry, George.
Kanon-kun's master key is in Jessica's Chan's pocket, closed up inside a closed room. After the door was locked, it should have been impossible to put it in her pocket from the outside room, no matter what trick he used.
That's not it, Anarchy. If it was done the way Aunt Rosa's thinking of, this trick could only be used by Kanon-kun. Plus, the door could be locked without using a key. The master key was still in Jessica's pocket. It would also result in the corpse disappearing.
How? How could he lock the door without a key?
It's simple. George could. When you return home, you lock the door, right? You twist the knob, click, and you're done, right?
Huh? Could it be? No, but Kanon-kun was nowhere to be found.
Looks like you got it, Anarchy. That's what Aunt Rosa was searching the room for. She was searching for Kanon-kun, who had locked the door from the inside and stuck the key in Jessica's pocket. Or hiding somewhere, waiting for us to walk right past him. It was the simplest kind of closed room trick. It meant him hiding inside the closed room after the murder was committed. All he had to do was get after those who discovered the body left, and the closed room murder would work perfectly.
When we searched the room, we didn't find anything. But for all we know, that room might have a hidden passage that only the servants know about. We don't know where such a thing might have been hidden. But if we assume there was such a passage, we can conclude that it was impossible for everyone but him.
Well, about that line of reasoning. Thought of that too at the very beginning. The kind of reasoning I hate the most, so I wanted to destroy it at the start.
Cannon was killed in this room. Right. You apparently suspected Cannon was the culprit, so you made me repeat this to destroy that possibility right off the bat. Yes, I understand.
So this is what I thought next. My theory whether that there were actually 3 people in that room. Jessica and Cannon were the victims. The culprit, I guess Beatrice, was also in there with them.
You wanted to make it the human me who committed the crime without using magic. I see. A bizarre theory that suits you perfectly.
I guess that you killed those 2. A lot of them locked the door from the inside. Then you carried Cannon's corpse away using some secret method that normal people wouldn't notice. In other words, you used the secret door to escape. You told me it in red. It said no kind of hidden door existed in that room.
Indeed. There can exist no secret passages that you all are not aware of. Was it Knox who said it, or was it Van Dyne? It seems that in every mystery novels, there must never be hidden passages. I simply follow that etiquette. So, even without having to thoroughly search the room, a famous detective could conclude that no secret passages exist. It's as simple as that, darling. Humans playing detective as if they have it so easy.
Damn you. Talking so big.
Oh, yeah?
Thanks to the mighty witch being so diplomatic, I get to conclude that this room had no hidden doors without searching the whole thing.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Indeed. There are no hidden doors in this room. There is no way to get in or out other than the door and the windows.
Which means, theory Aunt Rose is so confident in. Wrong. Also, annoyingly, it's impossible to disprove her theory. If you, the witch, say there are no hidden doors in red, that's settled.
That they know of.
However, no, she just straight up said there's no hidden doors.
That they know of.
The red truth is absolute.
Yeah, the red truth is absolute. Con, when Beatrice says it in red, that means definitively there is no hidden doors.
That's the absolute truth.
Alrighty.
She must not provide any proof or validation. It is simply true.
Alrighty.
However, no matter how much a human like me tries to argue against her, Aunt Rosa probably won't accept it. Humans can't prove there's no hidden door. The devil's proof. Damn. Sure is convenient being a witch.
No way! The Cannon the culprit picks up a hidden door we don't even know exists? I can't accept that!
If you can't accept it, then find me a different theory that's more convincing. There is none. I've been thinking this whole time. There's no other option. George-kun, you and Shannon-kun Chan are close, right? I imagine that's why you find it so hard to accept that all the servants are culprits. Even I don't want to believe that Shannon-chan is in league with the culprit. But whether they're all in it together or not, there's definitely a culprit, or maybe an accomplice, in that group. That point alone is something you absolutely need to understand.
If you guess there were wolves behind Cannon-kun, besides Cannon-kun. But the uproar you caused by accusing Cannon-kun in Jessica's room was to gauge the reactions of the other servants.
Yes, that's right. And as a result, I began to suspect them even more. There certainly is a wolf among the servants. Certainly. And just like in the wolves and sheep puzzle, while they may be docile most of the time, they'll surely attack if they get the chance. Jessica-chan was a lone sheep on the boat. In Maria's version of the puzzle, they may not attack when there's an equal number of wolves and sheep, but our puzzle is different. Depending on the situation and the number of people, they'll attack even if there is a balance. Just like when Jessica-chan was killed.
Then there's something that makes me mad. If that's true, then when you made Shannon go to the kitchen, you put her in a dangerous situation, didn't you? We should go to the kitchen right now, too. No matter who or may not be a wolf. If staying together means we remain in balance, I think we should keep it that way.
Shannon-chan went to see father alone with Genji-san. At that time, she was supposedly isolated, but she wasn't killed. Was it because Genji-san wasn't a wolf either? Wrong! It's because they were both wolves!
Shannon isn't the kind of person who would take part in a crime! I can't let comments like that slide, not even from you, Aunt Rosa. I demand that you take back what you had just said.
It's saying this in front of Anarchy. The way you're arguing. Feels like something Aunt Ava might say. It's like you're automatically assuming that you're right, unless we can counter your argument. Looks like you can't fight against your own blood after all, Aunt Rosa.
Damn. Even I can't think of myself as very praiseworthy right now. But guess what? I'm a mother. I'd become even a demon to protect Maria's safety. I really wish I could shut myself away somewhere alone with her. But I also plan to act as a mother to you two. Right now, you're practically my children.
No offense, Aunt Rosa, but I'd rather not be abused by you two.
Shut up, boy, and turn around, or else you're sitting on the rice.
Don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Oh god, I definitely do.
It's a punishment where kids were made to go ahead and sit on their knees, and there was rice underneath their knees, and they just sit there for hours, and the rice would just get into their knees and the skin in there.
Yeah.
Sounds like
It's an Asian thing.
It's
Sounds
not
like
sitting on the rice.
Knee Legos.
Hold on, it's not sitting on the rice, it's kneeling on the rice.
Yeah,
Kneeling on it, sorry.
Yeah, kneeling.
I'd know.
Oh no.
Wait, what? Really?
I've been punished like
down
that,
here in
yes.
the South-
It's,
yeah, down
it's
here in the
mostly an
South-
Asian thing.
Yeah, down here in the South, we have something called go and cut your own switch.
What?
No, it's where you take a knife and you go outside and you find a stick that's kind of long but has sturdy enough so that way when you get back inside, your dad or your mom can whoop your butt with it.
Please stop giving Rosa ideas.
Has no one else heard of this?
Let's brown and
No, I wasn't abused. I was not abused as a child. No.
Me either.
I grew up in Alabama, so yes.
I mean, to be fair, the situation that led up to me kneeling on rice was kind of justified.
Okay.
Using your
I
children
didn't
is
grow up
not.
with fucking war criminal parents. But like,
Listen, all I did was punch my brother in the face.
Okay,
I
then
don't know.
go
I
on.
still wouldn't
Justified,
fucking do like
though.
fucking Guantanamo Bay on my
Yeah, that's
child.
Yeah, let's start reading the actual.
have a really good
television.
reason to do it?
Hold it.
Let's actually start reading.
Hold
Let's
it.
get back to reading.
I think the best way you can summarize this is, if your kid does something bad, punish them. But don't go inhumane with it.
Don't hurt the child.
Now, anyway, back to the real child
My
abuse.
shirt is wet now.
What the fuck?
I
are you
spilled
people
water
doing?
all over myself.
Because of the conversation?
No, because I spilled water all over myself because I was reacting to the conversation.
My man is straight pissing right now, you know?
No, he's milking right now.
What?
Dude,
Hey,
what?
we're gonna move on to the visual novel now. Let's go.
Okay.
Bit over.
Even if you aren't my own, I won't forsake you. No matter what.
Well, thanks for that.
I just wanted to warn you to not be as careless as your mother. Stay where I can see you at all times. I will protect you.
At the same time, you'll be observing us to make sure we aren't wolves. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. Can you, on Rosa, prove that you aren't a wolf yourself?
Yes, I can.
That's a quick answer. How?
With this. Then in the dark, she just suddenly cocks her gun. Hey, I dig it. This is
I'm the one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I already read. I was reading the line. Sorry. I already read the line.
Okay.
I'm the one with the gun, and that makes me right.
Holy shit!
Oh god, Rosa lifted a gun and pointed the barrel at me.
This is my proof. She just cocks the gun.
This is my proof.
Well,
Click. I'm gonna shoot you.
But it was only for an instant.
God damn, that was awesome.
She immediately lowered the gun, laughing impishly.
I imagine that the idea is that she could kill them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If she so desired. She immediately lowered the gun, laughing impishly. But to me, the time I spent staring down the barrel of the gun felt like an eternity.
how does that gun prove that you aren't the culprit, Aunt Rosa?
Nobody explained the joke to George.
I don't think it's a joke.
Oh
What
my
joke?
god.
Think about it. What if I were the culprit? Would I really give up the once-in-a-lifetime I didn't get to finish reading that? Once-in-a-lifetime chance I got when the servants left? I could just shoot you. Bang. And think of a fitting excuse later. Something like Beatrice appeared outside the window and started shooting at us with her magical Jesus Uzis. I just need to leave 2 empty cartridges on the ground and say I fired back at her twice.
Well, that's a crazily violent way to argue it, but it does make sense.
There's something Kraus-Nissan used to say all the time long ago. Might is right.
I thought he said bitches be crazy.
No, he made them crazy. Maybe that really is true. I'm sorry, you two. I've somewhat lost my composure after all the crimes since this morning. You know how I normally am, so I must seem desperate and a bit short-tempered right now.
But you're always desperate and short-tempered.
But please understand. I want to protect you from a malicious culprit. I will become a demon to do that. That's all there is to it. I'm sorry for saying something that's angered you. Battler could. George could. Let's make up.
An unsatisfied expression rose to George Aniki's face. Probably couldn't forgive the damage done to Shannon's honor. What about me? Several bits of circumstantial evidence hinted at the servants' participation. I didn't want to believe that one of them was the culprit, possibly colluding with the culprit. But in our current situation, there's a little more than wishful thinking. That was a little more. Whom should I believe? In the first place, who's the culprit? Are there accomplices? And if so, how many? We've only been suspecting the people we know. I quickly forgot that 19th person. The guest, Beatrice, who arrived yesterday and boldly claimed to be the Golden Witch. In fact, I still haven't seen her face. I heard she really resembles the witch of the portrait. As I haven't seen her directly, no matter how hard I try. It doesn't really feel to me like a 19th person I was on this island. Though I've been subconsciously hallucinating that one of the culprits is one of the 18. Damn it. Come on, Beatrice! You're the bad guy, then act like the bad guy and show yourself. Laughing in a high-pitched voice and mocking us. Like a bad guy in one of those dramas, who, even when they're exposed as the culprit, aggressively says, "Where's your proof?"
Oh, where's your proof?
Shut up! No more talking. There are 5 humans in the kitchen, but it was very quiet. Filled only with the sounds of the rain. He's only assented by the sounds of Shannon and Kumasawa washing the dishes. Goda was using the leftovers from breakfast as lunch as ingredients for her soup. Rose had suspected that poison might have been added to the food, so they decided to eat canned goods. But it hadn't been too satisfying. But Goda thought she was being too cautious. So we had spontaneously created a soup to be served only to those who wanted some. Shannon and Kumasawa were washing the dishes that the food had been arranged on. On the inside, they thought that Goda should wash them, since he'd been the one who'd wanted the food arranged on the plates in the first place. But they let their complaints unsaid for the time being. Genji and Nanjo, who were facing each other across a crude chess set, had many years of experience. The game had still only just begun. And because the opening game of those experienced players had been honed to perfection. Like a ceremony where they had just moved specified pieces in a specific order.
That's a nice aroma. You wouldn't get this from canned food.
It was made only from sealed ingredients, so there won't be any poison mixed in. I'm making enough for everybody, so please eat. Of course, I will also taste for poison. Please feel secure and eat.
That really is a nice aroma. Goda-san, the food you cook really is delicious.
Being able to create delicious food when you buy delicious ingredients is hardly special. My master taught me that a true cook is to perfect their ability to make delicious food from whatever is on hand.
That was a... Man, I'm having issues here. That was a good master. Thanks to him, it looks like we'll get to enjoy some truly delicious soup.
Although it is a shame that it is made from ingredients intended for all family members to eat.
I'm sure Rosa-san is tired after everything that happened this morning. It's only natural.
But thanks to that, we get to drink some soup made from delicious ingredients. Oh, 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 oh.
I could go for some soup now.
Rosa had fervently warned everyone that they didn't understand the danger they were in. They must assume that poison was mixed in with the food. The mood of the time had led them to agree. But hunger wasn't something that could be swayed by momentary emotion like that.
Ironically, we ended up with a soup that we normally wouldn't be able to savor. If possible, I would like to serve it to everyone in the parlor, but...
Seeing that it would violate Rosa-sama's instructions, you had best give up on that idea. It's enough that only those who want to eat it do so.
Skillfully taking a breather when no one's looking is also an important skill for a servant, isn't it?
Kumasawa cackled. Shannon and Goda laughed too. It seemed that, in this space where only their fellow servants were gathered, they could relax quite a bit. Shannon didn't like Goda's occasional dishonesty, but she knew that there was no falsehood in his childish smile when he cooked. Nor in the desire for people to enjoy his food. Even though it was a little aggravating to be made to wash the dishes, she couldn't really hate him. However, they couldn't have dreamed that Rosa was calling them wolves in the parlor at exactly the same moment they were spending their time peacefully like this. At the time, several of the servants heard a sound like someone being dragged and then a thump. Like the sound made by the servant outside the back door when they were carrying a mountain of trash bags on a rainy day. Or maybe when a servant was returning from work wearing a raincoat. So at first, the sound didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary to any of them. But then they soon realized. Right now, everyone was either in the kitchen or in the parlor. So who could possibly be at the back door? All the servants all looked at each other. They checked to make sure that each one of them knew what the sound meant.
Who could it be?
Servants knew the mansion's layout well. They understood how incomprehensible it would be for someone from the parlor to go outside in this typhoon. Go all the way around and come to the back door. And was it Kinzo? You couldn't imagine that Kinzo, who never left his study, would dash out into the middle of this typhoon and come to the back of the house, where only low-class people ever entered or exited.
That wasn't our imagination, was it?
Shannon and Kumasawa drew close together, fearfully looking at the back door.
Who is it?
As Goda fearfully approached the back door, he called out. His eyes flashed towards the butcher's knife that sat in the nearby sink. He didn't pick it up yet, because there was still a possibility that this was a member of the family. However, this possibility wasn't impossible. There's no response from across the door to Goda's initial question. Maybe his voice had been so quiet that he hadn't reached through all the wind and rain outside.
Genji-san?
Yes. Stand back. Dr. Nanjo and the woman? Women?
Women.
Dr. N and the women.
Who in the world could it be?
Genji took a knife with a classical design from a stationary box placed near the chest set. Something like to be used instead of a paper knife to open envelopes for statements of delivery and bills. But it was still a knife. The blade on it could injure someone. Genji hit in the sleeve with a well-practiced motion, and he approached the back door himself, giving Goda a silent nod. Goda cautiously approached the back door and slowly started to open it.
Ah!
The other person suddenly shuffled into sight and landed on its knees and fell over. Gunna fell backward onto his backside and couldn't get up. The human shadow was soaked in rain, smeared with mud and drenched with blood.
Ganon-kun? Ganon-kun!
Conan, are you alright? Dr. Nanjo!
It was Canon. His breath was feeble, and the puddles of mud he left were quickly drenched bright red. When Nanjo held him and turned him face up, there was a deep, gruesome wound right in the center of his chest. He was stabbed there by a spear or something. Even now, deep red blood poured out from there.
This is horrible. What shall we do? Get a first aid kit? A first aid kit?
Curtin, place your hand against the wound. Please push firmly. Let's carry him to the bed in the servants' room. Everyone, please lend a hand.
Come now, Canon-san. Please hang in there a little longer.
Hanging in there. It'll be okay. So don't take your hand from the wound.
At any rate, let us carry him to the servants' room. Kumasawa, inform Rosa-sama that we have found Canon. Wait. Not Rosa-sama.
Please wait. Canon-san said, not Rosa-sama.
What do you mean, Canon-kun?
There is no time for that. Let us quickly carry him to the servants' room. Kumasawa, do not tell Rosa-sama yet. We will do it after we hear the situation from Kana.
Yes.
Told not to tell Rosa right after appearing on the state. This could only mean something very disquieting. An eerie anxiety arose to their faces.
Come now, everyone. Let's hurry and carry him. Quickly, quickly.
Canon's wounds was unbelievably deep. Judging from Nanjo's pale face, it was a miracle that he was still conscious.
This is horrible. He appears to have been stabbed by something like a spear. If it hasn't reached his lungs, I might be able to do something. At any rate, we must stop the bleeding.
No matter how much Nanjo tried to wipe off that gushing, deep red blood, he couldn't do it! He couldn't do it! He couldn't wipe it all away! And each time the wound was aggravated, causing Canon to cry in anguish.
Ganon-kun! 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 Hang in there! Hang in there!
Dr. Nanjo! Here's a new towel. How horrible!
What is his condition?
In all honesty, this is so severe I can't even believe he's alive. Maybe the location of the wound was fortunate, but the blood loss is too horrible. A blood transfusion is necessary, but that'll be impossible until tomorrow.
Rosa-sama. To us. Ah!
Don't talk, Ganon-kun. Your wound will open.
Rosa-sama came to Milady and me.
What did you say?
Rosa-sama did? Oh, could that mean?
Are you certain?
Yes. I'm certain. It was Rosa-sama.
Come now, don't speak anymore. Come on, Sawa-san, please grab another another first aid kit.
Genji-san, that's what the Rosa-sama did such a thing?
I do not know.
Disregarding Nanjo and Kumasawa, who were struggling hard and stained with blood as they tried to stop the bleeding, Genji and Goda faced each other. Oh, hey, Chelly's here. You're right on time. Oh, no,
And he's
there
up.
he goes. Okay. Well, because if what Canon had said was the truth, Rosa was the culprit who killed Jessica.
No, it's not.
Curse you, Rosa. Hmm? Hold on, what's going on? Are we waiting for see what Chella's up? Oh. Alright. How could you do that to Milady? I'll kill you. I'll kill you! Ah!
Canon screamed even more hatefully. No, wait, hold on a second.
What's going on?
This is getting interesting.
There we go.
Yeah, to give a brief overview. Yeah, Cannon just kind of walked into the kitchen where the servants were. He was stabbed with one of those spears, and he's now walking and talking, but he's in a bad shape.
Mm-hmm. Cannon screamed even more hatefully. His hate-filled eyes made it seem like he was seeing Jessica being harmed right before his eyes.
Also, he's claiming Rosa attacked him.
Certainly Rosa may have a reason to kill Milady. If everyone in the Yoshimiya family were destroyed, they'd answer all go to Rosa-sama. If so, Battler-sama and George-sama are in danger. Not only is Rosa-sama holding a gun, but right now they're the only ones in the lounge. Genji-san, isn't the situation quite perilous?
Shannon suddenly ran out into the corridor. The question was complex and tragic, as though she didn't know what to believe. Shannon ran. To where? The inside of the mansion would have been scrupulously clean, so it probably wouldn't be easy to find. You might find if she searched the rose garden, but they'd probably all been lost in the wind and rain. That's right. The boiler room isn't cleaned often. If she went there, she might be able to find it. Shannon ran downstairs to find that in the underground boiler room. Some medicine take effect on the brink of death. Or is Cannon finally beyond feeling pain? For the time being, at least Cannon's painful gasping had subsided. Nadra really didn't view this as a very good sign, and he didn't let his eyes off Cannon for a second. Kumasawa firmly grasped Cannon's hand and kept encouraging him, but the willpower keeping him alive didn't fade away. Genji and Goda seemed uncertain how to respond to the truth Cannon had risked his life to deliver.
Rosa-sama's gun surely has 4 or 5 shots loaded.
That is no small number. But luring cartridges into a Winchester should require quite a lot of practice. Should be able to get one shot off, but if everyone attacks her at once, we should be able to take the gun from her before she shoots again!
We may have a doctor on this island, but we have no access to medicine and no hospital. If the location of the shot is bad, that person will die.
I understand that. But more importantly, if we don't move quickly, chances that the crime will occur! Seems to me that Rosa managed to cleverly chase us out. Maybe George-sama and Battler-sama are being killed right now!
I see it. Hang on.
Oh, my neck.
Oh, so,
Oh, there it goes.
so dangerous. It'd be better if we didn't provoke them so much.
But tomorrow is still a long ways off. We can't even imagine what strategies she might use. Genji-san, we should take action first! Really steal the gun under some pretext that might work out.
4 or 5 cartridges, are there not? Means there aren't enough to kill all of us. As long as we don't carelessly provoke her, surely even Rosa-sama wouldn't be that rash.
No, she said it. She said she'll massacre us all.
Cannon, who they thought was sleeping quietly, suddenly started talking brightly, almost though he'd been awake this whole time and had suddenly opened his mouth. Cannon looked firm and steady, which relieved Nanjo a bit, but considering the depth of that wound, he couldn't wipe away the certain creeping feeling. He knew because he was a doctor. Losing so much blood, Cannon might easily have lost consciousness, and yet somehow he was still intensely aware of his surroundings. Was it youth? Or was it tenacity? Sometimes the power of human life surpassed common knowledge. But while stopping the bleeding, Nanjo had groped around a bit inside the bleeding hole with tweezers, making sure there were no foreign objects inside the affected area. And the great depth of the wound had shocked him. It had certainly reached as far as his lungs. And yet, no. The fact that he's still alive is wonderful! But Cannon had spoken clearly. He'd hatefully stated that one named Rosa made this wound, cursing and raging over and over and over.
Oh! She wants to kill everyone by any means necessary before the typhoon passes, so that she can have the Master's wealth all to herself. She told me that clearly.
Damn! What a person. Genji-san!
I can't believe that's actual dialogue in this fucking... So yes.
Damn! What a person! Genji-san, what should we do? Are there any weapons we can...
I find it hard to believe. To think that Rosa-sama would say something like that. Genji-sama, it isn't a question of whether you believe it or not. She told me. I heard it. Why won't you believe me?
Don't give up. You're harmed over.
Cannon sat up on the bed, speaking to Genji. But he didn't seem to be willing to believe Cannon's story.
She'll definitely kill all of us. She must have killed everyone in the parlor by now. If we don't kill her first, we'll definitely be killed first. Just like how I was killed first. Everyone else will also be killed first. Kill or be killed.
No more heroes.
Kill or be killed. Kill or be killed!
Sorry, now I'm typing note.
No more heroes, it's kill or be killed. Travis, it's kill or be killed.
Cannon-son, does that really not hurt?
Oh, this? This is nothing.
What do you mean it's nothing?
It really isn't a big deal. It doesn't even hurt anymore. It's really nothing.
Inside, they begin to untie the bandages that have been painstakingly wrapped. The gruesome hole in his chest is immediately exposed. Kelly.
What's that? Hey, Chief.
Hey, dude, you there?
I did not actually hear that right. Sorry.
Turning into JoJo.
But it's that's the right voice. You mustn't.
You're kind of cutting out a bit. Are you like I'm hard to hear you sometimes.
I could get the other mic if you want.
I mean, if there's no problem with that.
My back is stiff. I just worked 6 hours. Hang up.
None about the same, I guess, but I mean, sure.
Probably.
No, I didn't get the mic yet.
Oh, okay.
I've got really unsettling thoughts about this.
What does he mean, just like I was killed first? Is this canon a zombie? Is this
Or
a
is he
goat man
something
in
else?
disguise?
I've got different ideas on this.
Is it a demon?
I can't believe Cannon, fucking comes in with a hole in his chest and just starts default pantsing.
Okay, so I know that something happened beforehand, but let's just go on with this.
We're waiting.
If you guys wanna,
What's up?
Huh? What, Shelly?
you guys wanna save a line, okay? Or I'll save a line because it's taking a bit.
Alright.
What is wrong with this stupid?
Alright.
I mean, hey, if Noir, if you want to do it, then.
Cannon-san, you mustn't do that. Lie down, quickly.
I said it's fine. Hey. See? This is nothing, right?
Cannon shut off the gaping wound, which is still slowly spilling out foamy blood. Everyone averted their eyes reflexively.
Look, I told you. It wasn't a serious wound after all.
Nanjo.
Stop it! You mustn't play with that wound.
Come on, see. It isn't a deep wound after all.
He just starts fingering the wounds like, oh, see, it's fine.
Look!
Cannon held up two fingers, showed them to everyone, and slowly started sticking them into the gruesome wound.
Oh, come
right
on!
in the center of his chest.
That's why I was like, wait a couple seconds.
Plunging, slimy, squishy, wet.
Sorry, that was my
The fingers
mom,
went in
and
deep,
this is-
all the way to their bases.
Wait, what's...
Wait, Kaneko, did you say something?
I was about to say my mom was saying goodnight to my sisters and I.
Oh,
But now I think
cool.
I can feel my blood running cold.
Hey, wait, are your sisters in the
So
room with you? Are they
cold.
listening to me go about squishy, goopy, bloopy blood?
No, but my mom is outside of my room.
Nice.
Hi, Mom.
Scoopy, bloopy, noopy.
Sorry
Let's
about the
go.
creepy sex stuff.
Maybe don't say that.
Eek.
Kumasawa, that's my reaction too.
Cannon, stop it, stop it.
His fingers were sticking all the way into his chest, up to their bases. And they slowly pulled him out in exactly the same way. The fingers he pulled out were stained a sticky, solid, deep red color. There's even a thread hanging out. The fingers were covered up to their bases,
Oh god, this is some Eli Roth shit.
You? What in the world?
See? It is not a serious wound at all, see?
I think they have a new reason to get Rosa's gun.
At that moment, the door was slammed open and Shannon appeared. Even after she saw a cannon stained with fresh blood, her impregnable expression did not falter.
Hey, Nason. Where did you go? I'm on the verge of death here. So what's the rush?
That's right. I went to the boiler room. There was something I had to find. More importantly, there's something I need to ask you. Are you really Canon-kun?
What? It was only natural. Everyone believed he was canon, but they couldn't understand the meaning of Shannon's question. When they looked, they noticed that Shannon was holding a handkerchief in her hand. It was filthy and looked like it had been used to wipe up some trash or dust. And then while holding that, she approached Cannon, drawing closer to his feet.
What is that?
It's a handkerchief with a spider's web wiped onto it.
Why would you bring something like that?
If you're Canon-kun, you should be fine. But if spiders are your natural enemy, I thought you might not like it.
Are you kidding? Why would I hate spiders?
Sorry. I'll try it.
Shut.
You got that?
He didn't make it to the sun. I'm gonna be honest.
They set the line. What happened?
Oh, Shelly, I can barely understand you.
Oh.
Why do I have so many broken ass?
Oh man, that's bad, Shelly.
When Shannon brought that handkerchief to close to Cannon's thigh, something happened in an instant. It happened all at once. The human eye couldn't have followed it. Cannon jumped like a wild goat, fleeing from the thing Shannon was holding. Then from his arm, some kind of afterglow flashed purple, and drew a curve through space. That arc, which drew 3 beautiful purple curves, traced across the throats of Nanjo and Kumasawa, who had been treading him. And in an instant, Nanjo and Kumasawa's throats opened like gaping mouths, and then the blood really started spewing out. The third purple curve should have traced across Shannon's throat, but Shannon wasn't there, because Genji, who had been behind her, had wrapped his own arm around Shannon's neck and pulled her back. This all happened in an instant.
Should I, before we continue, should I post the image now that I made?
You can now post the image.
Post it, yes!
Dark Canon Tribute.
It is Dark Canon Tribute HD.
What's the rush?
What's the rush, Nason?
I like it. It's funny.
Are you gonna show that onto the Discord?
Yes, you know what? Yeah, here I'll show the fucking.
It's kind of unfair just to hog this to herself.
Here.
It's too good not to share around.
There we go.
What's the rush?
There, that's Dark Canon Tribute HD. If you don't know what we're referring to, look up Dark Urkel Tribute HD. It's great.
So wait, did Nanjo, Goda, and Kumasawa just get their throats slit?
Goda put his arm around Shannon.
No, it was Genji.
Both Nanjo and Kumasawa's throats just got fucking cut.
Oh,
yeah.
Genji.
I think they explicitly say Nanjo and Kumasawa's throats are wide open currently.
In the instant it took Goda to think fast and attempt to understand this scene, the frozen moment in time shattered. Red Dread. That's a good ass name, holy shit. Blood was gushing from Nanjo and Kumasawa's torn open necks. Ken jumped and kicked off a picture frame that had been hanging from the wall behind him, springing forth just like a cat aiming for Shannon's throat again. But Cannon's target once again disappeared from in front of him. Because Genji had pulled Shannon again, two of them had fallen onto the ground in a defensive crouch. Yeah.
Nice reflexes, you senile old furniture. Goda!
Even Goda was no fool. Even he couldn't fully understand what was going on, he at least realized that if this cannon wasn't seized, his own life would also be in peril. He sprung forward at Cannon with his huge body, pushing him up against the wall with all of his weight and physical strength.
Whoa! Whoa!
Let go, fat ass!
Another purple curve was drawn from the tip of his fingers on Cannon's right hand. And he raised his hand like a sword, aiming for Goda's back. There's a loud thunk. His Cannon's raised hands had been pinned to the wall. He couldn't tear his palm away from the wall. Sticking out from it was the knife Genji had thrown.
How was that for senile furniture, you young shit?
Under normal circumstances, it would have been surprising to see someone as old as Genji handle a knife so skillfully. But in this abnormal space, no one paid it much mind.
Genji-sama, take this!
Indeed.
Genji took the handkerchief with a spider web stuck to it from Shannon. And he approached Cannon, who was pinned to the wall by Goda's massive body and the knife. Pin him to the wall.
Stop it! Don't come near me with that! Stop it! Stop!
It was pretty good. The gurgling in the microphone actually made it even grosser. So kudos, man.
Thank you.
Genji pushed the handkerchief up against Cannon's face. It sounded like setting meat on a red-hot iron plate. Of course, the smell was the same, too. And he was so horribly burned, festering in filthy red and black, and crying out his death throes. Cannon's bodies burst open and scattered. Body, not bodies. Meh.
Why does it sound like a deflating balloon?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, a balloon filled with gold leaf had popped. The entire server room was completely buried under a storm of gold leaf. No. A cloud of gold butterflies.
Like, can you guys understand me?
Yeah.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Those butterflies began to softly fade as though into water, rather into the empty air itself. And afterwards, all that was left was the three survivors sitting on their butts, stained with blood. However, not everyone was merely stained with blood. Some of them were lying on the ground, spurting out blood themselves.
Kumasawa! Dr. Nanjo!
Slits so sharp like they'd cut your finger if you touched them open wide. And large amounts of blood kept pouring out.
What was that just now?
Goda. Have you been injured?
I'm fine. But what did we just see? What happened? I know I pushed the thing against the wall with my own hand, but even I can understand what happened.
Yoda looked at his own hand. The bright red blood left from his scuffle with Cannon definitely remained. Yet Cannon was nowhere to be seen, because he disappeared. He transformed into gold butterflies and scattered. Yoda kept screaming alone without a clue about what was going on. And now... confirmed. Kumasawa dead, died in the server room, reflected by a sharp blade or something similar. Finishing touches yet to come.
Yet to come?
Hey!
But this alone isn't enough.
Isn't enough.
Shannon stopped in front of Nanjo and Kumasawa's remains. Umineko when they cry.
So
is that also a chapter end?
That is a chapter end.
Yeah, that's a chapter end.
I will share the dead sprites of Kumasawa because I feel like the PS3 one's kind of flubbed it a bit. Because that's an obvious gash right there.
Mm-hmm.
And even I think even the the pachinko sprites did the blood effect a little bit better. Cause like, yeah, that's fucking.
Wait.
Okay, yeah, I
those are
actually
not
prefer the
sus
bottom
anymore,
sprite compared to
or-
the top one, because the bottom one actually shows it almost across the neck.
Because like, well, like, go back to the in the character sheet again, Orange.
Mm-hmm.
This is like my only complaint against like the PS3 sprites is that I think the blood effects are a little bit too tamed.
Yeah,
Like it's
I
just
gotta
like
go
a
with you on
blood
there, Josh.
smear with like the original and like the Steam release. Like they're clearly like you can see a red dark outline in there where they're fucking goshed out. Or
It looks like someone just grabbed blood splatter tool and like a painting program and just put the blood splatter tool
a little
on them.
bit. It kind of just looks like they fucking took like existing blood splatter effects and just kind of kept repurposing them in different ways.
It is a very minor thing, and I think I think this still outdoes the Pachinko sprites by like a fucking huge country mile, but I think the blood effects were a little bit rushed in that aspect.
So I'm
What is the rush?
So I'm gonna
What's
go
the
ahead
rush?
and take a brief break real quick so I can get something to snack on for just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves.
Cool,
in the meantime.
I need to drink something.
Okay, I kind of knew something was weird because we already saw his ghost beforehand.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the notes. Like, wait, how are we seeing canon if we already saw his ghost?
He's not Joseph Joestar. He's not Joseph Joestar.
You guys are missing the bigger picture here. This
It's a
means that
zombie.
this means that Beatrice can actually possess the dead.
Or she can have a goat man look like him. Like I
That
mentioned, like a goat, he jumped back.
No, but this also puts new perspective in some things from chapter 1.
Oh, wait, you think
can
that
I
some of the
elaborate?
dead people told, like, the people when, like,
This also means
Maria was, like,
somebody
looking
could
at the
be
corner
killed.
singing, and then, like, possessed a dead person to kill everyone?
No!
Okay.
I mean, from here on out in the story, we literally can't trust anybody, even if they say they didn't get hurt, or if they only had one drop of blood on them. They could still be dead and possessed by Beatrice.
Assuming magic exists.
So, Bone,
Still not
on the
clear
side-
on
there you
that,
go.
but...
Okay.
Huh?
Just don't know, like, I still, like, I think I
I'm
left
also not
before
sure if
we...
this actually negates the red truth. Canon died in this room, and we saw his ghost. So technically, this breaks it. I want to see what Battler has to say about this.
So, Charlie, what do you want to say?
Alright, I was just saying, I think I really did have to leave, but, like, I said it, like, maybe a couple seconds ago. I don't understand why Battler or, like, Meta Battler and Beatrice are having this, like, magic isn't real debate when we see her summoning demons and shit. Like, I still don't get
Do
that.
we see her summoning demons? Do
It's
we?
like just unreliable narrator.
More or less.
Maybe.
It's a lot easier to go ahead and accept that the magic is real than to go ahead and continuously fight against it.
But that would be accepting defeat.
From Battler in the 5th dimension.
So, Bone, have you discussed most of your thoughts on how this cannot be magic? Or do you have any more theories you'd like to share?
Maybe Canon just did it. Maybe he went crazy. Maybe there's too much carbon monoxide in the air. Who knows?
Carbon monoxide doesn't do that to a person, yo.
I'm making a
Enough to mess you
joke.
up.
Or you could.
I'm making a joke about how carbon monoxide makes you see and hear things or something.
Canon was secretly Radon, the silent killer.
They should really get some carbon monoxide detectors in this mansion.
Well, it was the 80s. It wasn't exactly a detectable thing back then.
Was it not?
Eh.
One more
It is
carbon
a
monoxide.
colorless, odorless gas. It's
What?
usually pretty hard to find.
I mean, technology existed during this time. When were carbon monoxide detectors made?
Well, Bone, back in the 1980s, my father would do stuff with sticks and stones, and caves.
1927.
An early version of the carbon monoxide detector was developed in 1925 by Chester Gordon.
You also have to admit that this is a pretty old mansion. There is probably some other kind of way that carbon monoxide could leak, but I don't think
They have a boiler room, a really shitty one.
Yeah. They have a shitty boiler room.
Yeah, that's why they should get a carbon monoxide detector.
Well, they should, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna give in and do it.
Yeah,
they're on an island that has no laws, technically, besides some Japanese laws.
And that could only be reached by boat.
They can get a guy to come over.
How
By
can they
boat?
find the gold if they can't
By
even
boat.
find carbon monoxide?
Yeah, sure.
You know,
It's like
Over by boat.
a carbon
say it's
monoxide
only by
detector's
boat.
not that big.
Bring over
said
the
it was
mechanics by boat. He'll come
They
along
are
in the
not
summer next
difficult to install.
These people are
It's like
rich.
minor
They're
electronics.
cheap too.
Con, you said you can only get by boat, but I remember seeing a funny meme comic where Cannon swam across the fucking sea. It's not canon. Haha, funny joke, but I like to think that if Cannon needed to run an errand, he would just swim across the fucking water.
So,
Like, yeah, you just
Cannon
get
did it in
one.
Cannon.
Like, you can just like pay a guy to come over.
Yeah, I already did.
They're cheapskates, don't you remember?
I mean, I don't think Kinzo is.
Oh, he is.
He has like gold bars.
Yeah, but
What
they're
is it?
all hidden, and he only has the one. Can't liquidate that shit in the 1980s.
I imagine
Cannon
he still has
surfs his
money.
way into
I'm sure he has money from when he was selling gold bars.
He wouldn't have sold the gold bars because he wouldn't even.
Isn't that how he got his fortune?
Would have hidden
No,
them
he
away.
loaned out the possibility of his gold bars to other companies.
Oh.
Wait, that's how he. Wait, where'd he get his money?
He's loaning money out.
It was brought up in episode 1.
Kaneko, I have
me
the
that
worst ADD.
Kinzo has the equivalent of the gold standard. He's just
Pretty
loaning
much,
money
yeah.
out.
Yeah, for Japanese
It's pretty
business.
funny. Well, it makes sense because he has more gold than exists, right, or something. Real world.
God, how
Yeah,
many
it's
times have I had to ask people for recaps because of my lost focus?
So basically, Kenzo funded a lot of businesses by loaning out his gold out to people, and he had to prove it to at least one or two people that he had the gold.
Like, is he like? There's
anyway,
something really funny about that. Like
that's
he's sending out promissory notes.
My idea
I
is
have tons of gold.
maybe Cannon was the murderer. Who knows? Maybe they were seeing things. Maybe it could have been other stuff. I don't know yet, but those are some ideas.
I'm just disturbed at the fact that I never considered that Beatrice could go ahead and possess the bodies of dead. I am metaphorically punching myself in the gut because of
That could be
this.
a possibility. Or it could be a goat demon.
Or it could be non-existent. Maybe we're all illusions.
Okay.
If it was a
then-
goat demon, that makes
Maybe you're not real.
makes
Hold
the
on a
kill
second.
way cooler.
Hold on a second. Then riddle me this. How was Cannon hurt from a spider?
Maybe he wasn't.
Same principle as the arachnid, scorpion. They're both similar creatures that dispels magic.
Yeah, I mean, Scorpion is an arachnid.
I said Spider-Man can beat up magical creatures.
Okay.
Yeah, but just because it's a Marvel thing doesn't mean it's an Umineko thing.
So this might be a stupid thing, but like, if they're like afraid of spiders, wouldn't scorpions work as well?
I mean, weren't
If,
they
like, you
burning
grab
him?
a scorpion, and let's say like Shannon grabbed a scorpion, right, and just chucked it at
Oh,
Cannon.
I just
Would
think I
Cannon
got
just
it.
die instantly because of that, or
Probably
would it just
burn.
be like? Well, I mean, like obviously, would it do the same damage as like
How to get burned?
the
This is
spider?
going to be exceptionally dumb. But what if it's because there are butterflies in there and they just don't like spiders?
Oh god, that's probably what it is. Webbing and butterflies don't mix.
I think that it's just straight up the arachnids probably are bad against magic.
Everyone asks who or where's Cannon, but no one asks why's Cannon.
Last I checked, it was just scorpions.
I am depressed.
Spiders means something else completely.
You're also dead.
Bruh.
Hey, welcome back, Orange.
I've been back for a while now.
Oh, okay, so you've just been listening to our derailed rantings.
Yep, I'm eating myself some good old-fashioned chocolate animal crackers. Good stuff.
Chocolate animal cracker.
Lucky.
That
I just have
tasty.
peanut butter chocolate chip.
I miss having Nature Box. Like, they had some of these, like, all-natural gummies that were delicious.
Not the sugar-free ones?
I imagine they were sugar-free. Or
No. Sugar-free ones give you diarrhea.
Hey, fun fact, I'm gonna cut right
I
here
don't know,
and make
some
everyone
fruit-
realize that the fact that I'm gonna put this at the end of the video with the discussion when I edit each session.
That
Because
totally
there's
works.
actually
Also,
cannibal information that we talked about in here.
yeah, also, gummies. Gross.
I mean, I don't know if like gummies are the right word for them, but it's like they were made out of fruit or something. I don't know. Some sort of like fruit mint. It was like Nature Box. It's supposed to be all natural shit.
Does Kaneko just have a natural
You like
aversion to
Delight?
gummies?
I don't like anything that I don't like. No, I don't.
What,
No,
Kaneko?
I do not like anything gummy. I hate fruit snacks. I hate those fake fruit roll-ups you can buy from the store.
I mean, these
and
weren't artificially flavored.
Gummy bears.
But what
Really,
about
you're
real
eating
fruit roll-ups
gelatin?
that you buy from the store?
What about fruit by the fuck?
Did you say by the fuck?
You're goddamn right I did.
I don't know how long that would be.
I'm just saying. There was a time where there just had like whole bags of like fruit gummies that you could buy in at my college, and I would eat the bag because I was hungry and I wanted fruit gummy. And it felt like there was a ball of fruit gummies stuck in my throat. And this happened multiple times, and you know what? I'd do it again because I fucking love fruit gummies.
You know, whenever you
More power to you. I despise fruit gummies and any kind of gummy snack with a fucking passion.
When you said fruit by the fuck, all I could think of is, man, how do I make a fruit by the foot fetish joke? And there it is.
Orange, I'm not gonna lie, a similar thing happened to me, except I just spilled all of my gummies everywhere.
Damn.
Okay,
It's one of those
let's
big
back to
packs of
Umineko.
strawberries.
That's giving me some really unpleasant images, and I don't want to disclose them on Discord.
And not fingering open wounds.
So, enough about unpleasant images.
Without
How about
any
we talk
further
about this
questions,
pleasant
Mr.
image right here holding a gun?
Right!
I don't know. There's think of child abuse is on it though.
Okay, moving on! Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san were?
Also, I just realized we were still in the fucking waiting screen.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're good. Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san were? What on earth are you talking about?
Ah, Shannon. Thank goodness you're safe. If something had happened to you,
Enjoy summer.
She does smack Shannon. No ooze!
Stop posting about ooh. I'm tired of hearing about it.
George-kun, be quiet for a second. A murder occurred before your very eyes, right? Did you see the culprit? Or not?
That is, how should I explain? Genji-san!
Even we cannot adequately explain what happened in front of him.
It certainly, happened right before our eyes. It was right in front of my eyes! However, it was, what was it? He would not understand!
What are you saying? You couldn't have met anyone except the witch Beatrice, whose location has been unknown since yesterday. Or Canon-kun, who's gone missing. Was it a man or a woman? You should be able to tell me at least that much, right? Is Canon a man or a woman?
What's a woman?
Calm down a bit. Anyone be confused if two people were taken out right in front of them? Goto-san, Genji-san. No need to rush. Tell us what happened, one thing at a time.
As to that, how should I say?
I thought Anjo Kumasawa-san had been killed. I understood that much. It seemed that it occurred in front of these people's eyes. But even so, they spoke awkwardly. Admitted that they had definitely seen the crime with their own eyes. But when asked to explain what they had seen, their mouths went suddenly shut. I understand why Aunt Rosa was irritated and flaring up.
Shannon, did you see it? When Dr. Nanjo was attacked.
Yes.
Tell me. Just what you understand. What in the world happened?
Someone came. It's in the back door.
That's right! Someone came up to the back door. Then, wondering who it was, I opened the door!
Someone at the back door? Who was it?
Let them finish! And after that...
That person was stained with blood and had a large wound. We carried that person to the servant room and Dr. Nanjo immediately began first aid. It was a very deep wound.
Like I said, who are you talking about?
I don't know. Certainly in the beginning I thought it was the case. No, I still think that. But what in the world was that? I don't know.
The man that didn't manage his large body, Goto held his head and scratched at it. I didn't have a clue if he was confused because he couldn't remember, or because he'd seen something terrifying and couldn't accept it. And Shan looked the same way. Let her guard down, what she'd seen just a short while ago would quickly melt away like a daydream. Wouldn't be able to remember anything well. That's what she looked like. Only Genji looked composed as usual. The question were naturally directed at him. Yeah. However, even Genji took quite some time before he spoke. Had to gather his thoughts.
Genji-san. You saw it, right? Who came in through the back door?
At first, we believed that person was Kana.
You see? He was alive after all. My theory was correct.
But at first, you mean your impression changed later, right?
Yes. I cannot explain with words what happened after that. He killed Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa, then disappeared. At the time, he was definitely not Kana.
Yes! That's right! As this Genji-san said! You really could explain it with words.
Do you have the same opinion?
Yes. I can only say the same thing.
Gave their claims the benefit of the doubt. Means that Aunt Rosa's first conclusion was correct. Ken appeared near the back door to the kitchen with a serious injury. Then he had been taken to the servant room and cared for. After that, something terrifying had happened. So were these people so convinced that Kanen-kun couldn't possibly have done such a thing? That they started to suspect whether it had even been Kanen at all? In other words, that means Kanen-kun did appear. No matter how confused they are, no matter how muddled their words, that's what it means in the end. Does that mean that, after all, Kanen-kun used some trick to escape that room even though it was locked? No. That doesn't matter anymore. The problem is that Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san were killed. Rosa's claimed that Cannon-kun was behind this from the very beginning. No matter how confused these people are, no matter how much they try to deny it, they're halfway confirming that she was right. Even so, for some reason, I feel like their awkwardness couldn't be explained by confusion alone. What did they see? Like they said, did they really see something that couldn't be explained with words? Rosa decided that further talk wouldn't get us anywhere. Concluded her questioning and she wanted to check the two bodies. I think I've been wanting to do too. Witnesses had been unable to figure anything out, but they'd been shaken. If those of us who hadn't been at the scene come and looked at the corpses, we might find something. It was a little surprising to learn that Aunt Rosa was also concerned about the bodies. Even at this point, I still wanted to use any clues I could find to expose the culprit and the truth myself. It should have been different in Aunt Rosa's case. Hey, hasn't Aunt Rosa prioritized staying safe before finding the culprit? I couldn't really see why she'd go to all the trouble of leaving our barricade in the parlor just because she wanted to check the bodies.
We will all go to the servant room together. If we all move together, it'll all be safe. Maria, stop playing with scribbles.
Not scribbles. I'm solving Beatrice's puzzle.
Beatrice's puzzle? What's that? Show me too.
Rosa, are you, bringing Maria-chan too?
I think that George Anarchy was against the idea of bringing Maria to the bloody crime scene. Assuming that Maria would all be all alone if left here, it'd surely be much safer to take Maria with us. In the end, it was just Anarchy's irresponsible humanism. Thought that all of us, including Maria, would go to the servant room. Go into the servant room. Moonride, moonride. The bed in the servant room was stained with bright red blood. No, not just the blood, not just the bed. The room was covered with a gruesome paint from countless bloodstains. That dreadful scene alone was enough to give us an idea of the repulsive sight they've been trying to describe.
I want to look too.
Maria-chan, wait here with me.
It looked like he was standing by the entrance, covering Maria's eyes with his back to the room. Probably didn't want to dirty an innocent girl's retinas with the repulsive blood in the room. It was surely the correct decision. I'm acting tough right now, so I don't mind. I didn't mind. But for all the rest of my life, whenever I see red paint scattered around, I'll remember this room and start to vomit. My runners already had the room burned into them. In other words, it's already too late for me.
Where did they...
After they entered the servant room, Go-san and Shan trembled. We shook, wondering what horrible new situation had arisen to make them tremble again.
What happened? What is it?
Aunt Rosa also shuddered, raised their gun high, and searched for whatever it was that made them shudder. She couldn't find it. It's only natural. They're trembling because they couldn't find it. Hey, what in the world's going on?
The two bodies aren't here.
I feel a bad feeling in my stomach.
What does this mean?
That can't be! Those two were definitely here!
Wait. What the hell? Think the corpses just walked off somewhere? That couldn't happen, right? Wasn't the server room locked? Did you unlock the door when you came in just now, Goda-san? So what does that mean? Is it the same as Jessica-san's room? I disappeared from inside a closed room again? That's ridiculous!
I don't have a clue what happened either. Left the room, we definitely locked it. Don't have a clue what's going on anymore.
There was a timid, pitiful smile on Goda-san's face that he definitely wouldn't have let show normally. Shannon was the same. 2 corpses disappeared. And furthermore, they disappeared while the door was locked. Even if Cannon-kun was the culprit, he shouldn't have a master key anymore.
That's wrong! Cannon-kun isn't the culprit!
Shannon. I believe Shannon. Cannon-kun is not the culprit. This must be the doing of someone who looks a lot like him.
No. Cannon-kun could have gotten the master key. After all, his master key was found in the pocket of Jessica-chan's corpse. And who took that key?
That's right. It was Dr. Nancho.
That's right. Back then, it definitely was Dr. Nanjo who searched for Jessica's clothes and found a master key. When had the opportunity to search Dr. Nanjo's corpse, it would have been easy for them just to take the master key back. I was searched under the bed and in the locker. By now, I also understood what that meant. You assume there are 2 culprits. It can be easily explained. First person was Cannon, maybe an imposter who looked like him. He finished off Dr. Nanjo and ran off somewhere. The second person was probably the 19th person, Beatrice, whose location was unknown. The person hid under the bed in the server room beforehand. While Nanjo's body was enshrined here, they waited for Genji-san and the rest to leave. Then later they crawled out, took the master key back from Dr. Nanjo's pocket, carried the 2 corpses away for some reason. They locked the door with the master key and ended up with this closed room.
You constructed that one pretty fast, basing it off your reasoning for Jessica's room. With that method, you could create a closed room even without magic. Brava! Should I give you passing marks? However, interestingly enough, there's one thing you mustn't forget. If the culprit took back the master key as you suggest, that culprit, they must have known that Nanjo took the master key from Jessica's body.
You don't have to tell me that. I was going to say that it's information only the people in that place, at that time, could know. Ha! This 3rd closed room was crushed so fast you're stuck trying to make hurtful remarks like that. There's no one repeating the same content over and over. I may have managed to bluff, but that move from the witches hurts bad. I can tell that I'm cracking into the thing I wanted to deny the most. This person's trying to close it on me from 2 directions. On the one hand, there's the frontal attack, which tried to force me to believe that there's a witch who used closed room tricks that only a witch could do. On the other hand, there's a rear attack, where she tries to lure me into wanting a witch to exist, by strengthening my suspicions of those close to me. In this first closed room, the chapel, she's the frontal attack, but it didn't work on me. So by the second closed room, and now onto the 3rd closed room, she's definitely changing the direction of her attack. However, the fact that she is changing the direction of her attack proves that my resistance is having some effect. She must have given up on the frontal attack because she clearly can't win with it. I just settle my unease by thinking these things. But apparently the witch had seen through it long ago. Seen through me long ago.
I will not abandon my frontal attack. A rear attack only has meaning because it advances at the same time as the front. If I were to degenerate into only using the rear attack, it would merely result in a foolish plan where my means have become my goal. And where's the fun in that?
Really? Well then, why don't you repeat someone was hiding on the servant room, using that red you're so proud of?
There is no need. The premise of your theory is about to be destroyed.
Oh, really? You refuse? So someone really is hiding?
Rosa will destroy your premise right now. Come, let's listen in.
Please believe us, Rosa-sama. The two corpses were definitely lying there. Here. The bright red blood on the floor is theirs!
Rose began searching through various objects around the room. Her back to Goto-san as he cried out in supplication. Eventually she found something, and for a while stopped moving.
Rosa-sama, we definitely aren't lying. The two corpses were definitely here.
Be quiet. The person who hid the corpses has confessed that they took them to another place. With this.
Rosa showed them a single sheet of paper over her shoulder. What on earth is that? Could it be a letter in a sealed envelope? It's like in that chapel?
Yep, that's right. It was set here, but out in the open. I'll read it. Members of the Yoshirimiya family and its household. Have you now reached the climax of the Riddle of the Gold's Epitaph? There is only one way you can all stop me, by solving the Epitaph's riddle. There are no other options left to you that will result in the suspension of my ceremony. I humbly ask that you take care not to misunderstand your current situation. Searching for me will prove useless. Attempting to escape will prove useless. Trying to deny me will prove useless. Beatrice the Golden. P.S. I borrowed those two corpses for my ceremony. They will be returned to you in due time, so I crave your indulgence. Also, the keys belong to you, so I return them to you now.
As I read this aloud, the contents of the envelope lay exposed in the palm of her hand. There were two master keys. Master key that Nanjo had found in Jessica's pocket, which had originally been canon in Kubosawa's master keys. What the hell?! So what does that mean? Damn you! Again?! I think I can only suspect the servants with keys again?
I won't say it in red, okay? Dumb it down for you. I won't deny the possibility that after they locked the door and left, someone was hiding in this room, okay?
At the end of the bed, it still would have been possible for them to carry the corpses somewhere. They wouldn't have been able to lock the door. Master key they went to all that trouble to get was left right here. That's right. I'd forgotten. There are the keys specifically for this room. The servant room keys.
Indeed. Those are in the key box in the center of the servant room. There are several servant room keys, but all of those are inside the key box.
The situation is exactly the same as Jessica's room. The servants would walk around with the unnecessary key while they'd have those convenient master keys. I can't accept that they're all kept in the key box.
And the other conditions remain unchanged as well. Entry and exit are impossible except for the single door and the single window. Therefore, hidden doors and irregular methods of entry cannot exist. Rejoice, great detectives! This one's all for you, babies. Oh, I'm a riot. And those were both locked. The door and the window do not permit any kind of entry or exit when they are locked. So it wouldn't work to remove the door and make a crack to slide in or anything like that while the lock is still set. And obviously, it is impossible to unlock the door without the servant room key or a master key. It's a pain having to read all these aloud every time. Sooner or later, I should think of a word to put this all together and abbreviate it. And tell me, Battler, how do you abbreviate words?
You can't repeat something that someone was hiding in this room. However, that alone won't break open the door of this closed room. Ah, damn it! Damn it! It's useless. It's useless. It's all useless!
What happened to that spinning the chessboard around crap you're so proud of? Please, announce your boastful strange theory. I'm dying to hear it.
Spin the chessboard around. What would I do if I was the culprit? I carried the corpses off somewhere. I leave a letter. Lock the door from the inside. Have to escape the room by some means. Damn it. Is that even possible? Tell them rather you can't get outside except through the door or the window. At that moment, I got it. That's right. Culprit carried away the corpses, left the letter. They never use a hidden door. They weren't able to escape. That's it. This isn't a question, it's an answer. Theodo, before I ask you to repeat anything, I want to check the definition of the hidden doors that you're using.
What have you thought of? Very well, I'll explain. A hidden door refers to an entrance or exit that cannot be recognized as such by those who don't know of it beforehand, of course. Even children know that.
So in other words, if you can't get outside the room with it, it isn't a hidden door.
Huh. So that's your game.
I kept thinking there needed to be some way for the culprit to escape from the closed room. That's wrong. Culprit couldn't escape. Decided to hide until we all left. In the second closed room, I tried applying this theory to Canon-kun. After hearing Canon-kun was killed and read, I gave it up. After that, I proposed that the third person might have been in this room, or escaping through a hidden door. And then, for the first time, with the red claim that no hidden doors exist. Move from there to what I just learned. The term hidden doors refers to things that make it possible to enter or leave a room. In other words, the category doesn't cover things that don't actually lead in or out of the room. If these things could never be recognized by people who didn't know about them beforehand. There's something like a hidden shelf or a secret closet, for example. That wouldn't count as a hidden door. The third person from Jessica's room is hiding here, waiting for us to leave. Heh, how pathetic. That was just a bit of wordplay. That technique should be enough to handle even this third closed room. If there's a hidden shelf under the bed or anything like that, that'd be enough. Culprit's hiding somewhere, waiting for us to leave. Culprit's also trapped in his closed room even now. Which means at this very moment, Culprit's still hiding in the servant room, holding their breath. And that means... what the hell? I've been tortured by closed rooms 3 times. Every moment we've actually gotten the culprit in checkmate! Finally starting to see it. Eat this, Beardo! Repeat it! There's no one in this room other than us! By us, I mean me, George Aniki, Maria, Aunt Rosa, Genji-san, Goda-san, and Shannon-chan. Got it? What do you think? You can't say it, right?
Huh.
I'll bet that hit you where it hurts. You refuse, then say it! Damn it! Here comes the next one! Repeat it! I know how they're hiding in this room. But if they are, I'm gonna solve the second closed room, Jessica's room, and all at the same time. I finally caught her by the tail! With this, I can explain everything! Witches don't exist and I don't have to suspect anyone. Alright, starting now, I'll spin it all around! And I'll have to have her repeat that.
No one exists in this room except your group. Your group refers to Battler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Goda, and Shannon. Let's go back to Jessica's room. At the time of Jessica's corpse discovery, only Battler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Goda, Shannon, Kumasawa, and Nanjo were in Jessica's room. Whoops, the corpse of Jessica is also included. Therefore, both in the case of Jessica's room and the case of this servant room, no humans exist that you were not aware of. No one is hiding. And I'll say more. No method exists by which the doors can be locked from the outside without using a key. Regarding the windows, no method exists by which they could somehow be locked from the outside. There. And let me also say this. You are incompetent.
Dumbass! So, it's really a closed room, isn't it? And just when I finally managed to think of a way out, if you were hiding, that would fit everything. That's when I thought I'd broken through it through your trick. Damn it! It's useless, it's useless, it's useless. It's all useless! For a second I thought I had it! It was all useless! Damn it. So sure I finally seen through her. Seen through how she distracted me with her clever wet red wordplay and fooled me. I thought I'd seen the light in the darkness. Disappeared. Disappeared. Swallowed up by a blood red sea. Red. Red, 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 red! No one is hiding! There's no hidden door, and no way to get past the door or window while they're locked. Which proves that that's all impossible? Has the devil's proof been fulfilled with a frontal attack? Impossible. That's impossible!
What's wrong, Ushiro Miyabatra? Weren't you so confident in your ability to deny witches? Why are you groveling and wringing out bitter tears in a place like that? Yes, what a truly splendid tactic! Truly splendid how you're trying to make me fall over and drown in a sea of tears from my own laughter. That is what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to make me laugh and laugh and laugh myself to death, right? Ushiro Miya Batora?
What are you calling magic? I'll definitely prove that witches don't exist. I definitely won't believe in you! It's the power of magic, and bullied and kill everyone for fun? I definitely won't accept that!
Hey, Battler, want to hear a secret? Sorry for bullying you so much. I'll spin the chessboard around from my side. How's that sound? I'll stand in your place and show you the best possible move you could make. A hint. Want to hear it?
Don't screw with me. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear!
Consider Jessica's room. You were off to a good start, you know that? All that about hiding and waiting for everyone else to leave. That truly was well spotted. But why did you only think of Cannon and me, the 19th person? I see. So the hide part of hiding and waiting got in the way, which prevented you from getting any further. Come on. You see what I'm getting at, don't you? It's Jessica. Jessica!
Jessica were the culprit. A farce like this could be easily constructed. She killed Cannon-kun and carried him off somewhere. And she played dead as let us walk by? But that's ridiculous! Dr. Nanjo definitely confirmed that she was dead. So was Dr. Nanjo an accomplice too? That's wrong! I was confirmed that Jessica was dead. I was never examined a corpse before, but she was definitely dead. I think she was dead. That was probably, surely, definitely what I thought, but certainly... Wait! She was dead! She was dead!
Jessica was in on it. And Nanjo, who examined her corpse, was in on it, too. And that makes the third closed room a farce, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's simple. But the Nanjo was in on it, so in other words, he's on the culprit's side. Which means he was never dead in the first place? So he disappeared after he was killed, but he was never in the server room to begin with. The Kurosawa Banjo disappeared with him. And the cheese in on it too? That's not all. That's not all! He was also agreed to keep to that story. Genji-san and Goda-san, even Shannon-chan, were also in on it! Then the one who stole the key from Maria's handbag was Jessica. No, it could even been George Anarchy! After all, Shan-chan is on the culprit's side, and that automatically makes George Anarchy on the culprit's side. Wait a second, just wait a second. They're all wolves. They're all wolves! Not only am I drowning in an ocean of bright red blood, there are packs of wolves clamoring on the banks, whose blazing eyes tell me that they'll eat me if I crawl out. Well, which way should I die? Should I everything and drown right in a bright red sea? Feeling the truth and my whole body chewed to bits by the wolves? Either one hell or another! I can't choose. Gah!
That's why I'm here. Come on, Mushiromiya Battler. Me. Swear your eternal loyalty and lick my shoes. If you accept me, all of the riddles will be resolved. With my power, any kind of locked room can be created or destroyed. Battler, don't you want to abandon yourself to the joy of surrendering to one with power? I'll make you my favorite piece of furniture. I'll love you so much and make you my toy until you turn to ashes.
Zach, I need a drink of water after that laugh.
No problem. Go ahead. Oh shit. Oh, cool, the game capture kicked in. Nice.
Oh yeah, much better.
Now it's clear. There's no longer any reason to doubt.
What are you saying?
You kept saying those two were dead, but they aren't here. And now, we have this letter from Beatrice, where she's been kind enough to confess that she carried the corpses off. It's as simple as that. I've had enough of this farce!
When Rosa yelled this, she looked at all of us with a fierce expression.
What do you mean by farce?
I said it in Jessica's room. You can't trust anyone but yourself, and those corpses have been found. And since we can't find the corpses of those two people, we must not accept that they've been killed.
Wait, please wait, Aunt Rosa. What do you mean by that?
Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san aren't dead. They're alive. We're supposed to believe that they've been killed, but they're definitely hiding somewhere in this mansion. So that they can attack us!
How could you know that? Are you saying that Goto-san and the rest are lying?
Rosa-sama! Goda! No. All the Ashimiya family servants. We all saw that nothing of the sort happened!
You say that those two were killed. But since there are no corpses, we mustn't believe you. There's a chance that you worked out a story beforehand, that you're lying. There's a good way to prove your innocence, isn't there? Find Dr. Nancho and Kumasawa-san's bodies. If you can find them, then maybe I'll start listening to your story. But until you do, you cannot deny that you all are wolves. You! And you! I bet you're all bought by that witch. That your eyes were blinded by gold. Do you really want money that much? That's right, isn't it? Isn't it? You want to live the easy life for as long as you live. What value could a life like that possibly have?
But Rosa-sama, we couldn't have...
Be silent! And Shannon, don't get any closer. To think you'd repay a 10-year-long debt of gratitude with betrayal!
Betrayal?
I'll pull the fucking trigger without mercy.
How could you... It's too cool.
AC, you're needed on set.
Aunt Rosa! That's horrible. A murder occurred in this room. And then the culprit carried the corpses away. All they're doing is honestly reporting what they saw.
Shannon finally broken down in tears. Sacrificed 10 years to the Ashimiya family. Sacrificed 10 of the most brilliant years of her life. Proved that she built up a friendly relationship with Rosa. And this is what she got in return? You can kill a person without using a knife. They don't have to be George Anarchy. It was the Chan had been stabbed deep in the heart. And she was shedding tears like blood.
Shannon-chan, stay back! Rosa-sama, it is true that I, Goda, have served for many years, and it's that I have not earned your trust. However, cannot believe in Shannon-san at least. Sacrificed a full 10 years in service to the Ashimiya family. I'm telling you to believe me. At the very least, can you believe in Shannon-san?
You don't understand anymore. I don't understand. You can't search for an answer without suspecting them. Yeah, I bet I'm starting to understand. It's because we've been searching for an answer. That's why everything keeps going wrong. We don't need an answer. They're all strange murders. Committed with some bizarre magic by the 19th person. The witch Beatrice, according to some creepy ceremony. Isn't that enough? I don't want to suspect anyone anymore. Chan and Goto-san were protesting their innocence, half crying. Genju-san quietly put a stop to that.
Enough. What Rosa-sama says is quite sensible. Until we find the corpse, we cannot prove Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa innocent.
That's right. Rosa-san's argument to their corpses can be found. The innocence of those people alone can be proven. But that only counted for the corpses. When the survivors searched the mansion and found the corpses, In the end, their own innocence would never be proven. They kidnapped Najo and Kumasawa-san, killed them in another place, and locked the closed room with their own master keys. Unless the closed room can be broken by a method other than that one, it'd be impossible to prove that their innocence. But that couldn't be done! They only have one chance to prove their innocence. It'll only happen if they meet with the culprit, become corpses, and are reunited with Aunt Rosa. Isn't that strange? They're innocent if they die, but guilty as long as they're alive. It's like a witch trial. Alright. The enemy's a witch. Everything's cool, is that it?
Rosa-san. We are furniture in service of the Ashuramiya family. Whether you trust us or not is no business of ours. No matter what assessment you give us, we will merely continue to serve until our final hour.
You really are a model servant. I deeply understand why Father trusts you. It really is heartrending that I must suspect even you.
Ganji-san stuck his hand into his pocket and pulled out a master key. It sat on a nearby table.
I believe I was given this as a sign of trust placed in me. If that trust has been lost, I think it is only natural that I return it.
That's a good decision. Those master keys are the main reason you've been suspected several times today. It may seem elementary that letting go of those might clear away that suspicion, but I don't think it's a bad thing.
You too.
Ganji-san looked at Goda-san and Shannon-chan. Then they nodded and set their own master keys on the table. And Rose laid the 2 master keys that had come out of the envelope on top. With that, all 5 master keys were gathered in this place. As there was proof that all the servants until today had been negated. Even the final honor that they should have been permitted is stripped from them.
Maria, give me that handbag.
Give it back!
Aunt Rosa snatched Maria's handbag, tossed the master keys in there, held up one of them for all to see. She was showing us that she now had all the master keys.
Are you satisfied now, Aunt Rosa? Now that you have all the master keys. Doesn't that satisfy you?
Yes, I'm satisfied. Even if I can't trust anyone else, I can at least trust myself. Oh god, I need to take a drink and wash that horrible thing I said out of my mouth. Oh god.
This is only episode 2.
This is only episode 2.
It definitely starts off better than Higurashi ones.
Sure does.
Sure does.
God,
Actually,
though,
episode 2.
that hurt to say.
Well, that you can't trust anyone but yourself?
Yeah?
Yeah.
That hurt.
Rosa Umineko.
Zaz changed his profile again.
Robert, weren't you telling me earlier that you were burnt out of PSO2, and yet here you are playing it right now on stream?
What?
I need to do my dailies.
Oh, jeez.
Turn off your Steam notifications.
It's Discord, I believe.
That too.
It shows it next to his name.
Yeah.
I've been able to get the gun and all the master keys for myself. Now, I don't have to suspect anyone. You all are happy too, I take it. Now you don't have to be suspected anymore.
At that time, Maria, who alone seemed to be watching this as though it was a show, sneered at her mother. Rose reacted nervously to that laugh and turned around. Yeah.
Keys don't have anything to do with this. Beatrice can open doors with magic. She doesn't need keys. It doesn't matter who has or doesn't have something like that.
Don't I always tell you to stop laughing like that?
That's a. Wait.
Whoa!
Battler just doesn't want people to fight.
Okay, that is fair.
You're tearing me apart.
What is it, Battler-kun?
I had just cut in between the two of them. No, that's not it. I was on my knees and hugging Maria's head. I was crying. Just stop it already, Aunt Rosa. Maria was right.
What are you talking about?
Maria, I'm sorry for doubting. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't
not
pitch out
believing.
now.
No!
Battler.
It was all the witch's doing.
No!
The witch's doing.
How many?
All that stuff about.
No!
Ron, please let me finish.
Wait, how far are we into this? Like, are we nearing the end?
This is episode 2. Oh, you mean like this particular episode?
Yeah.
There's a chance we might finish up on Friday.
There's a chance we might finish up on Friday. All that stuff about tricks and closed rooms didn't matter either. It's just that the witch Beatrice actually exists. And she's really a witch. Because I didn't believe. It's been so painful. And so sad.
You believe in Beatrice?
Yes! I believe Beatrice exists.
No, I had faith in you, Battler!
And she's a witch who uses strange magic.
Battler.
Maria let go of my head, and then she was the one holding my head.
That's enough, Battler. Beatrice existed. You had so much trouble believing, so you couldn't see her. Witches exist. They exist. And will come soon. You believe in Vito, so you'll surely be invited to the Golden Land. Very soon now. It will happen very soon. So there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. There's no need to be afraid, okay? Stay with me. Hands joined. Okay? Let's think about the riddle of the Epitaph together. Let's think about Vito's puzzle. Vito has been saying it from the beginning. She hasn't said anything other than, let's play and solve this puzzle.
Right. She did. Searching for the culprit was just a waste of time. If only we had just believed in the witch. After gently brushing my cheeks as my tears kept dripping down, Maria kissed my forehead as soft as a feather. For just that instant, Maria's smile, which at once seemed creepy to me, looked like that of an angel.
Fucking Christ, my stupid. Okay. We have returned the master.
but our loyalty to Yashirimiya family will change. From now on, we will not enter the parlor without permission. Rosa-sama, please lock the parlor from the inside.
Truly are an admirable person. When the typhoon passes, if the cries of the seagulls return to this island again, I wonder if we'll be able to trust each other once more.
If you were to grant us your trust once again, there could be no greater pleasure.
I see. We'll definitely be able to understand each other when the seagulls cry.
It would probably be best if we left this room as it is until the police come. Rosa-sama, if you would please lock it. We will return to the kitchen. If you need anything, please command us at any time.
Thank you. If you are a wolf, how shamelessly you speak. And if you are a sheep, then I'm sorry for throwing you into the cage of wolves.
Furniture entrusts its fate to the family. If I could regain your trust by giving up my life of mine, would consider it a great honor.
I hope you all manage to remain safe until the typhoon passes, if such a thing is possible. This is all a rhapsody of blowing winds and pouring rain performed by the typhoon. When the performance ends and the curtain closes, we will surely be able to grasp hands together again. When the seagulls cry.
Rosa nodded in response. Genji-san turned on his heels. He left the servant room. Go-san's face still streaked with tears. Maybe he managed to sort out his feelings as he listened to Genji-san's words. His face had been truly shameful. But it returned to the face of the Goto-san we knew well.
I will also be waiting in the kitchen. Anything.
Oh.
What the hell?
Shelly? What the fuck?
About that?
We heard you there's some hot
We
mic
heard
in
a
there.
screech.
You heard a YouTube video that you were listening to.
What the fuck was that?
Completely forgot that I didn't have the mute. That's my bad. I apologize.
Why don't you have push to talk on, Shelly?
What
Because
was
he's a reader.
You paying attention, buddy?
Yes.
Alright.
I will also be in the kitchen. If you need anything, please command me at any time. Wish for some warm food, I, Goda, will have the very best prepared for you.
Thank you. I can't wait for your breakfast tomorrow. And the boat will probably come by midday tomorrow. Thanks for everything up until now. Your cooking was my only pleasure on Rokenjima.
Certainly. I, Goda, prepare a supreme breakfast. Please look forward to it tomorrow morning.
Thank you. And Shannon-chan. Tomorrow morning, let's make up and have some delicious coffee. Hmm? George-kun?
I'm going with them.
It's all right, George-sama. Please, return to the parlor. There are no more master keys.
So, if you're with Rosa-san on the parlor, you won't be threatened by anyone.
You're right. That's how things have sorted themselves out, isn't it? Effectively speaking, I'd say you'll be the safest staying with me in the parlor. But I won't force you to stay with us. George-kun, you may stay in any place you feel safe is safe. You're already an adult. It's up to you where and with whom you spend the time until tomorrow morning.
Yes. I will decide. With whom I'll spend this night.
Anarchy.
Valorcon, stay with Aunt Rosa in the parlor. I'm sure you'll be safest there. Everywhere outside the parlor is dangerous in comparison. So I can't leave her in a place like that alone.
I don't suspect Chan and all the other servants. Or anyone at all. I don't suspect anyone. The inheritance? The gold? That's all nothing. No way people are killing each other over something like that.
Yes. I know better than anyone how pure your heart is, Valorcon. No one will blame you. No one.
Anarchy.
It's alright. I'll protect you, Battler. If you're with me, even Beatrice won't be able to lay a hand on you. I may be small, but I'm still a witch.
Yes. Maria-chan? I'll leave Valor in your care. Alright, Shannon. Let's go.
Yes. Rosa-sama, if you would excuse me. If you have an order, please call me at any time.
I'm sorry for saying something so cruel just now. I don't expect you to forgive me until tomorrow morning. But when tomorrow morning comes, let me apologize again.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Anarchy and Chan left the servant room together. And only Maria and Rosa and I were left in this disgusting blood-stained room. George Genji-san disappeared. Until Goda-san disappeared. Until George Anarchy and Shan disappeared. We stood there, shocked. The presence and the footsteps had completely disappeared. And Rosa giggled as though she remembered something pleasant.
You can't trust them for a moment. That damned furniture. Bitch, what the fuck?
That one sentence made me choke. Why are you saying something like that? Ooh!
Yo, banger alert.
There are 5 master keys in all. Who would believe that? It's obvious that some duplicate keys exist. As if we could trust them just because they pulled keys out of their pockets.
You don't mean that, right? By setting down those keys, they weren't just letting go of them. Made all their hard work count for nothing. Disgraced it! Trampled it! In the end, you made them give up their keys. What's with that parting line? They're willing to go this far and you still can't trust them? Too much. That's just too much!
It's a devil's proof! There are 5 master keys in all. It's impossible to prove something like that. You can show that there are 5 master keys by placing them there. But you can't prove that no more than 5 exists. Only a demon or a witch could prove something like that, right?
Stop it already! Stop it! Please, Beatrice, shut yourself right now and tell Rosa and Red that there are only 5 master keys. Please, I'm begging you! It's going to be proved by by a witch like you! Please, Beato, shut yourself here and tell Rosa that there are all the master keys. There's no need to suspect anyone anymore.
There are only 5 master keys. There are only 5 master keys. How's that? No matter how often I say it, it won't reach Rosa's ears. After all, it seems there's still someone who denies that I exist. Right? Ushiromiya Batra?
I accept it! Accept it! You existed, you exist! You exist! You definitely exist! So I'm begging you, stop this already! Stop it already! Stop it! Ah!
Words alone are not enough. Show it with your actions. Swear from your heart that you will become my furniture. Can you do it? Take off your clothes, be naked, and put your hands on the ground and crawl. Crawl for me. Clothing is proof of one's humanity. From now on, you will become furniture, so it's only natural and you will lose that, right? Then kneel. Make your tongue crawl on my shoes, every crevice, every lace. Can you do that, Battler? You can do it, right? When you do, I'll appear and say it in red. I'll tell Rosa that there are only 5 master keys. Oh, but of course, you'll never abandon that lordly pride of yours. But you've done well. You've done more than enough. And you're starting to get that tingly feeling, aren't you? Boy, aren't you? Aren't you? For just an instant, you thought maybe licking my shoes wouldn't be so bad, didn't you? And you immediately denied that and felt ashamed, right? Don't lie to me. Looking at your expression, just heavenly. That face of yours is so pathetic. So go look in the mirror. You'll see how long you are. You will see how low you are. Naked and licking my shoes, right? Can you see it? Ushiromiya Batra!
Fuck.
Damn, that laugh track go hard at that end.
Yeah, the fucking... the septuple layering of the laughing is so fucking good.
So, I
Hashtag
guess we're
femdom.
done. I guess we're done for
We
today.
are done for the night. Hey,
Hot damn,
Zaz,
oh my
if you
god.
could confirm for us how many chapters are left, because I'm pretty sure we're about to hit a Kino, I think.
I already posted it earlier.
Oh yeah, so let's see, we're on
Let me find it. So
we're on Fleeting Resistance, right? Oh yeah, wow,
we might be able to finish it Friday.
if we're willing to go just a smidge, a pinch longer like we did with that first time, we could
Also-
probably wrap it up on Friday.
Also, to be a little bit transparent, we will have to go through tea parties and the question marks, because I don't think it's much
I
of a
am
spoiler
more
to
than
say
okay
each
with
one
that.
of those have those.
And to be perfectly honest, those 2 tea parties are still relatively short by comparison.
Yep.
The ones you're gonna have to be, the one we're gonna have to be worried about tea parties when it comes to like further chapters like 3 and 4 and shit.
Yeah, there are.
Doesn't matter.
There
I'll
is
be
a
at work for the first hour anyway. But hey, if nothing important happens, I might show up after that.
Okay.
Important stuff probably will happen unless you arrive pretty early.
Yeah.
Alright.
With that being said, I would probably still say probably come check it out, but if you don't want to, then fine. I will say that for context, I don't think we'll go as long as we did last time with the ending of episode 1 and 2, because
these next couple chapters are
Yeah.
relatively short by comparison.
they're not like super long.
It's not like the fucking marathon the ones at the end were.
Yeah.
Was Higurashi episode 2 longer than this one?
Felt like it.
Yeah, a bit. Hold on a second. How long was? Hold on a second. How long did it take us to finish?
Hey, Zaz, how long did it take you to read through Higurashi 2? I mean, episode 2.
I mean, I kind of just didn't do stuff for a while.
Oh. Well, I mean, if you want a better example, I believe I read through it in about 12 hours or so. I have 33 hours of fucking playtime on it, so it took us like 20 hours to fucking finish it.
Episode 2 of Higurashi?
Yes.
And do you know what time we're on for this?
Oh, I mean, I could go
No,
back in
unfortunately, on Steam.
Well, no,
it
I can
doesn't
go back in
separate
and
by
check really.
episodes.
Well, I can go back in and check really quickly. But generally speaking, a good litmus test for how long an episode is for a Umineko thing, it's usually in the ballpark of like 15 hours, give or take a few, because questions arc is just a smidge longer than the answers arc. But
Also, AC also brought something up. That's a good valid point. And for Umineko, we're doing less bits because I feel like we're more tamed by the story.
That would actually make sense because we had a lot to joke about in Higurashi.
Yeah.
With Umineko, it's been like go 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 because we've all been enthralled by the story.
The story is that much more engrossing.
Yeah.
I will say I have had more pop-offs with Higurashi than I had with Umineko so
But
far.
what do you mean by that? You mean like more like
holy shit, what the hell is going Oh my god! Like one of those.
I mean, to be
like
fair,
big Kino
17
scenes.
got the barrel to the face.
Like things that made me like excited and like big wow emotion.
How
I
dare
mean,
you
to
not
be
call
fair, this
Canon
is
Kun
episode
not-
2.
How
and
dare you
this-
not call Canon Kun?
I mean, I
I
had quite a few like big pop-offs in like episode 1 and 2 of Higurashi.
I'm gonna tell you something for free. I'm gonna tell you something for free right now. When Ryukishi pops off, he pops off the hardest he's ever done in Umineko, I think.
Because I think the reason was because like I wasn't like we had the idea of is this magic, is this not magic? Where this is like, I mean it's still there, but I feel like it's less there because we're like blatantly seeing potential magic.
I also feel like a bit Umineko, because in this episode it feels like the more horror theme aspect is kind of dropping off a bit more in this episode.
Yeah, there was a lot of good horror in Higurashi. Yeah.
Higurashi's strong points were its horror, but with Umineko I feel like the mystery and the problem solving is probably the bigger.
I don't know, man. There was
Stronger
some
point.
horror and suspense in this chapter.
I mean suspense, sure, but like
Gory,
horror,
maybe.
I wouldn't really call the gore horror.
Fingering the wound.
Yeah, I wouldn't really. I wouldn't. I guess it's light horror. It's more
Dark Canon Kun tribute.
It's definitely dark.
And then being possessed and then doing that, and then supposedly and then killing both Kumasawa and Nanjo.
I still wouldn't
Just
really.
be a flesh wound, Nason.
I wouldn't really call that horror. I mean, I would call it horror, but not as horror as the stuff in Higurashi. Like
Higurashi's way more horror.
Like
I would actually say
Mion,
that.
like Mion at the edge of the bed, potentially dead. It's like
Dude, that's
rising
fucking
up.
terrifying in the comics.
Her hand going on top of Geiji, saying, "I've come to get you."
I love Umineko and I think it does the mystery aspect super well. I think it also kind of not necessarily to its detriment drops the horror aspect really hard because in episode fucking 2 of Umineko we have an energy sword fight that's just going on.
Yeah.
And like
can be a part of horror.
And like it can be, but like
that
like,
wasn't.
So I think
that doesn't felt like a horror. That felt like almost like an action scene.
So the important thing is that we see sort of like Because Rikuchi likes to play around a lot with like whatever genre the series actually is, and I'll keep it as vague as possible because vague as possible because Zaz, I don't know why I called him Vag, what the fuck. Zaz is the Finnish Higurashi, but he, like, gradually speaking, we kind of see like the general tone and sort of things that sort of happen in the series kind of shift over time. Like, Higurashi did not stay horror the entire fucking time.
Especially that very last episode,
But-
like in part 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was so fun.
But to that same degree, I think where Umineko kind of like gradually shifts, like Umineko does also kind of gradually shift away from horror a little bit, it maintains an aesthetic of horror.
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally
It's
fair.
like saying how Dead Space isn't really a horror game, it's a horror-themed third-person shooter.
Yeah, I was never really afraid in Dead Space.
Yeah.
I feel like Dead Space 1 definitely had horror themes, but 2 drops it almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't drop the horror aesthetic?
No, it doesn't drop the horror aesthetic, but like Dead Space 2 felt a lot more horror than like Dead Space 2, where Isaac Clarke's fucking
You said Dead Space
like
2 then Dead
jetpacking through
Space 2.
space with jet boots and shit.
You
going
just compared
fuck
Dead Space 2 to Dead Space 2.
or 1.
Problem
fucking
is
whatever.
the jump scares fucking hit me hard every single time. Literally every horror game is like fucking scary as shit for me.
Anyway, should
Literally,
we...
like I hear like a loud noise, like what the fuck was that?
Can we get to the post-discussion? I realize that this kind of is a post-discussion.
This is the post-discussion. You guys have like 20 more minutes.
Alright, we should probably get to the...
Yeah, get to the actual discussion.
Theory time!
Yeah, let's
I don't actually qualify most of this as theory, but I will say Beatrice has really turned up the burner underneath Battler.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have to agree with her. Just because Battler's already this desperate and broken doesn't mean that he doesn't already believe in her. He'd have to go ahead and sacrifice his pride to go ahead and admit that he does truly believe in her.
I mean, he did.
Yeah, I would personally. I would never do whatever she said to do that.
Take
and I don't
clothes
think
off and
Battler
lick
would do
someone's
that.
boots.
Yeah, I would never do that.
I don't know. I think about
I
2 or
would.
3 people in here would.
Yeah?
I think you need the thread bone for him to do that, though.
For me to not do that.
Now Bone's like, don't threaten me with a good time.
Ha ha ha
For
ha.
her, yeah, sure. Go. I would get down there. Damn.
I'm also finding it pretty interesting. Beatrice said that there was no such thing as the hidden doors in the mansion. I'm still... She said it wasn't such a thing beforehand, when they were talking about the other room. Ugh, nose. Sorry, my allergies are going nuts and my nose is already starting to drip. I think it's the heat. Anyway. Whenever they're talking about the other part of the closed door mystery. Where was it? Where was it in my notes? God damn it. It wasn't so much as a locked room, as much as it really just felt like she was locking Battler in with logic. The locked rooms themselves are just becoming torture chambers. Mostly for Battler's brain. Kudos on that, Vio.
Yeah, shoutouts to Beatrice for psychologically torturing some child.
Yeah, but let's also take a step back. Just because she said that there were no hidden doors in those specific rooms doesn't mean that it applies for the rest of the mansion. She only said there were no hidden doors in Jessica's room and there were no hidden doorways in the servants' quarters. Meaning there were actually separate items. Not items, separate hidden spaces or hidden passages. So that theory could still be applicable.
You know, speaking of killing things, I noticed something between these 2 episodes.
What's that?
It's always the ones that could theoretically be the most level-headed that get killed off first.
That's just standard horror movie rules, honestly.
Like, think about it. Imagine if instead of Rosa surviving, it was Kyrie that survived.
I honestly think she may be worse than having on board than... Actually, she probably could be better than having Rosa as hand.
I mean,
anything would be better than Rosa.
I knew this would happen. Rosa literally psychologically damaged from having her siblings control her life, and from having Kinzo as her father. And now she's officially feeling the need that now she's at number 1, she feels the need to be in control at all times.
She already said furniture's in that weird, concessive way that only Kinzo basically does that, so she already has that thought pattern.
You mean Asa?
In meaning, she's literally becoming Kinzo. Or she's becoming just as bad as her siblings when given all these present opportunities.
Or she could just be becoming worse.
That's
the
what I
point.
said.
Or she's just a
I
person.
missed that. I thought you said she was becoming them.
She is. And she's getting worse.
Kinzo.
Pretty
Meaning,
much.
and I really do fucking hate to say this, but maybe there is a possibility she could put a bullet in Maria's head. Fuck.
I'm not surprised.
I guess?
I mean,
Wait,
she
what-
said she
wait.
cared for her daughter multiple times despite being horribly abusive.
Yeah, blatant fucking lies, I say.
I would say it's probably more of a disorder, like
say
a PTSD
She
disorder.
does still love Maria, and she does love Battler and George and everybody else.
So why would she shoot him?
Spur of the moment, anger, manipulation.
Same reason she would hit
Wait.
Maria repeated times in the head.
Why are you still advocating for that?
That's a big difference, dude.
Yes, the big.
I think
Oh,
you
yes,
guys
it's
are
not that big. Slapping him and just straight up blasting with my gat. You know, not that big a difference.
I feel like you guys are thinking that Rose is a little too aggressive towards her family members. That's a little.
I'm saying possibly, not concretely. I just know that she's gonna go ahead and discharge that gun, and it's not gonna be great.
Alright.
Also, yeah.
Something I found interesting, if I'm okay to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to say at the moment.
And I have a little bit more, but go right ahead though, dude.
Something I find interesting is that this seems to confirm like a question I thought I had, is that the Battler in the Tea Parties does not seem to see the events that go beyond the Battler, like, in action. And that's moving through the story. And so it's potential that, like, all that we've seen, all the magic bullshit, could be told from different perspectives, that he's getting information from outside sources.
Unreliable narrator?
Yeah, stuff like that. It's like we can only trust as much as the Battler in action, I guess you could say, sees, the one that's going through the story.
So their consciousness could be connected, but at the same time, it could not be connected.
I mean, I wasn't really saying that. It's more specifically just, well, I mean, I guess you could say that. It's more like the site is connected. Like, Battler
So
and the
if
Tea
one is
Parties.
seeing it, then the other can also see it.
I
Yeah,
think he's trying to
they're
say more
only
of like
saying
a-
that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Battler is not able to see things that are beyond the game piece Battler.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. He can't know what he literally doesn't know.
Yeah, and so that makes every story that we don't see ourselves, and thus through him, that makes all those stories unreliable.
At least
We might be,
at least from Battler's perspective.
We're also seeing it from Beatrice's perspective as well.
I don't think we are.
Are we?
I think
No, we're not.
I think so.
How?
She's a narrator that's unreliable.
I mean, that just means that we're getting the information from her. That doesn't mean we're seeing through her eyes.
No, but that would also call into question Shannon's perspective and a bunch of other perspectives from other characters. So does this also mean that Battler has his own flawed perspective compared to everyone else? Because then at that point, you'd have to assume that one's perspective would be more reliable than another's. And at that point, you'd be arguing which is truth and which is fiction.
Yeah, that's the reason why his mind broke at that one moment, because, yeah, he can't handle all the complexness of that situation of all these closed rooms.
I think it's more along the lines of he doesn't want to suspect his family and the people that he likes.
He believes in his family too much to go ahead and deny the acceptance, at least deny. Ugh. And it's fucking with me now. He believed in his family, even the worst of the members, too much to go ahead and blame them for anything.
He's not willing to throw his family under the bus.
Exactly. Or the servants, or Kumasawa, or anybody. He doesn't want to do that.
Didn't he kind of say that they could have been the culprits in episode 1?
Could have, but he still just denied the possibility. I feel like that's really going to be another contention point for him. He needs to get past and see that even the most evil of his family members are possible of the most hateful sins.
Especially Kinzo.
Oh, definitely.
Speaking of Kinzo, where the fuck is he?
I was mentioning that. Throughout this whole story, he's basically been hidden in that room, not even referenced that he might have died.
That is true.
Yeah, we don't know if Kinzo is dead or not. I just realized.
Remember, though, Rosa went into his office whenever there's a single golden butterfly on her back. That would probably mean that Beatrice has something to do with it, or that Beatrice has somehow spirited him away and actually taken him over.
We haven't seen Kinzo since that will scene, right? Since he gave his will?
Mm-hmm.
Curious when that little detail will pop up.
Probably soon. At this point.
Fairly soon, honestly.
It's gonna smack Rosa's shit saying, what the fuck is up with you?
Or they're gonna go to the room, the servants.
Yeah.
It's been like a hot minute since they saw him last, so they might need to check up on him.
We also may need to take a closer look. If Beatrice or her butterflies were possessing Cannon or weren't possessing Cannon, then who was actually possessing his corpse like that?
Could have been one of the goat men, could have been one of the stakes. Like, could be that the stake inside of him was possessing him. This is assuming the magic roll.
Then
he did
why
have
was
red
the
eyes, though.
spider able to dispel him?
I am shocked that nobody noticed that Cannon had red eyes. Not
everybody
did.
did.
Not.
I know.
Everybody did.
Everyone,
Oh,
shit, the one with the eyes open.
Oh, you mean the characters?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
It was pretty
I think
he
that
had
was.
red eyes.
I think that was more for the audience perspective than theirs.
That's for you, the viewer at home.
Like, think of how small like a real person's eyes are, and like it's like if somebody's eyes was suddenly red and you're seeing them bleeding with a stake through their chest, barely able to walk, dying. I think you're going to be looking at more than just their eyes.
Fair enough, I guess.
This is assuming that Cannon even was walking in the first place, and they're not making up a story.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Whatever happened to the corpses of Nanjo and Kumasawa?
Disappeared.
We don't know.
That's it. We just don't know at this point in time.
And I mentioned this also in the notes. The idea of in fiction, the idea of, well, we didn't find their body, and so there's always the possibility that they're still alive, which is frequently made use.
But they had their throats slashed.
Supposedly.
There's no chance anybody could live through something
And there was
like that.
blood in the room.
This is assuming that they weren't in on it. This is assuming that, because again, we can only trust what Battler sees. And so, therefore, he didn't find bodies.
But there was a ton of blood in the room.
Could have been anybody's. Could have been anybody's blood. Could have been fake blood. It could have been blood.
Where would they have gotten fake blood in a mansion like this?
Hey, you don't know that this was premeditated, but it could have been Jessica's blood. It could have been someone else's blood.
That's kind
That's
of
almost impossible. Once blood starts to coagulate, it doesn't go ahead and goop or just spread easily.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know that.
It could have
I know that
been
for other reasons.
maybe Nanjo and Kumasawa did die, and then their bodies were hid, or it could who knows where they got fake blood. Nanjo's a doctor; he might have blood on him. Who knows?
I mean, to be fair, everybody has blood on them at some point or another.
Maybe they cut themselves.
How would they have noticed that they cut themselves and not feel the pain?
No, I'm saying maybe they were in on it. Maybe it was intentional.
That wouldn't make any sense, though.
There's a lot that we don't know yet, so who knows?
It's all still up in the air. But I do remember something. spiders are actually considered good luck in terms of magic.
You think these people are that thing possessing Ganon was anti-magic?
Anti-magic enough to turn into golden butterflies?
Making a joke. Like, just the opposite of that magic.
Well, it's also that they were considered wards. There's a reason why people say don't kill a friendly spider in your home. Mostly because not only are they actually killing other insects, but they're acting as guardians for your house.
Could it be that this is actually a showing to us that this might be an untrue story then? That the person telling the story got it wrong? That they should have, that they maybe heard that spiders were bad against magic?
What?
But then it turned out it was actually scorpions?
No, I'm talking about from a magical and from a dispelling spot.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That it's an unreliable story and that the person made a mistake when talking about what dispels magic. Is this not making sense to you?
So what you're saying is whoever is telling the story fucked up.
Yes. They thought they knew good magic and they did not.
Well,
I think you're just missing some context.
I was also going to say, spider webs are also considered valuable for a lot of Wiccan and a lot of witchcraft, but mostly because their threads represent the lines of fate. It could be that Beatrice herself is aware of it, and that that kind of magic is negated by fate. So in a roundabout way, Shannon tossing, or at least pressing the spider web and spider into the fate cannon's face, jostled up and rewrote that magic and its fate. But if that's the case, then how did Shannon come to possess that kind of knowledge?
I mean, like, Kinzo... Like, in episode 1, they show, like, oh, Kinzo has, like, books and books. Stuff.
Yeah, could have just heard it.
But I mean, surely they wouldn't have been allowed.
It might have just been taught. I mean, they talked to him, so he might have just been spouting out
How
some
do they get
bullshit.
magical beam swords?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Shannon didn't have a magical beam sword.
You don't know that.
Well, we didn't see her have one.
You don't know that.
I'm just saying that we didn't see one there. I see you playing Idol Manager Orange.
Fuck, I need to see how you guys are doing this shit.
Hey!
Alright. So, speaking of which, Bone, I actually have a very interesting question to
Ask your very interesting question, AC Denton.
My self-proclaimed interesting question. What's a non-magical way to explain the energy sword segment?
Well, like I said, we didn't see. We can only trust what Battler sees. It could be that is a interpretation of events that we're going to see in the future. It could be just. It could be a narrative thing we aren't. That's only going to come into important context in the future. Could be that that Canon was actually fighting a regular guy, for all we know, and the energy swords weren't actually real, but perhaps they were using knives. It's like a unreliable narrative, essentially.
If Canon had access to a sword like that, though, then it means Shannon and Genji could also possess the ability or the magical capabilities of it.
Yeah, could be.
I don't think Goda or Kumasawa would have it.
Yeah, they don't got the eagle either.
Nope. Only those who possess that eagle and are in service to the family would happen to have those. Only the ones who'd been broken. Normal humans can't use magic. And it's sort of like as you get older, you can't exactly will your body to go ahead and just accept it. It's like accepting, or it's like getting other older people to understand the finite points that racism is now bad.
Right?
Okay.
I guess. That's a fascinating point that was made, but alright.
I mean, I would like to think that my old grandparents aren't racist.
Think about it this way, then. When you're younger, you're still clear, you're still a tabula rasa, you still have potential. What if at that orphanage they was molding those kids and their potential into creating suitable magic? Like, magic warriors.
So you think that the orphanage was Hogwarts?
Not Hogwarts as much as I think of it as something more along the lines of a...
Child soldiers?
Life factory.
Child soldiers?
Yeah, factory, more or less.
Maybe.
Of course, that's just one theory I've got. Of course, that would... Actually, it would make sense to use an orphanage. Shit like this would probably destroy their psyche even long before anything else.
Shannon was working for them besides the orphanage for 10 years, so imagine that.
Which means she could also possess the same skills or know-how as Canon. Just maybe in a different form. Magic isn't all the same.
Man, there's something I'm very excited for in the future that I'm not gonna say.
I'm kind of excited to see where the rest of this goes. I'm also shocked that Battler gave in this quick.
But I think he still has too much pride.
This is gonna be a dumb idea, but I wonder if he's just faking it in hopes to make her slip up.
If so, then he's a damn good actor.
Yeah, I find it very unlikely, but it's an idea. I feel like something's going to happen though that makes him go, oh, I'm still in this. Maybe Castle will show up.
Pulling a hussy and saying "Spike," and then we suddenly cut to a third character. It was 3!
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more along the lines of something will happen that's going to make him regain his composure.
His gamer power.
Yeah.
Restore his humanity.
I wouldn't say it's his humanity as much as it would be his faith.
Was that Dark Souls reference, Crimson?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't.
He is technically howling out though.
Okay, so you think that something will happen that will make him not beef jerky?
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Just take a Mentos, Battler, you'll be fine.
God,
Yo,
they
Battler,
eat
the Snickers
all day.
Anyway, anything else?
Nope, that's all I wanted to say for right now. Everything else would have been going over territory I'd be saving until the next chapter.
Well, that's good, because we are out of time!
Yeah.
Oh, did we actually run out of time? You got to mention lightning round, man.
Oh,
that was a lightning round.
Whatever, we're done.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we're running out of time. Okay.
Next time,
this discussion has been fascinating to listen to.
Next time I will.
Things are happening is coming to fruition.
Next time I will set a timer, and I will look at that timer, and I will go lightning around when need be.
I think next time we're gonna have to go a little bit longer because that's an end of an episode, most likely.
Yeah.
But I think
listen, I know sometimes like we do talk a while and we needed to institute this because like if we didn't we'd be here all day. But like it's an end of the episode, I think we need to allow them more time.
Yeah, I think the end of the episodes can be the exception to this lightning round rule.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, it's the end of the episode. I would much rather have a longer time to, for the others to reflect and think upon the research that has been provided to them. Well, not research, the material.
Unnecessary discrepancy, if you will.
God damn it, I just now looked at the stream chat. Both Zaz and Josh put down hashtag femdom.
Hashtag femdom.
Hashtag femdom.
I start every stream with that.
Hashtag femdom.
Not me doing this voice that makes you boys go crazy.
Nothing.
I don't.
It's not the voice, it's what Beatrice says.
Yeah.
You're having a lot of fun
voice,
voicing
it's the
Beatrice, huh?
script.
Yes, I am. I am having a lot of fun voicing Beatrice, and bouncing off of Orange's Battler is hilariously fun to me for some reason.
I'm trying my best, what can I say?
So, I think that's pretty much our closing remarks. See you Friday for maybe the episode 2 finale.
Yeah, hopefully.
Unless something comes up.
Alright. See y'all later.